Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, one, welcome all, to more Trials of Innocence. Hi, I am back after uh, only streaming once last week, because last week I had an HOA meeting on Tuesday, and then of course over the weekend was Phoenix Con, and as you couldn't tell, I raised so much money. Thanks, random. Hi. Yes, hi, I'm back. Anyways, yeah, I had a blast over Phoenix Con. It was great, but I miss you guys. Just a smidge. Some more than others. So anyways, yeah, we're back. Today and tomorrow will be Trials of Innocence, probably finishing up here chapter 3. And then Thursday will be the Soul Link. And then Saturday is more of the Genshin Nuzlocke and Supermarket together. Woohoo! Or something like that. So you guys enjoy your weekend? I enjoyed my weekend. Needless to say, I raised like $300, and all I did was really just sit there and look pretty. Because it's surprising. It's surprising though. We had incentives to donate like T-shirts and like little gift bags and stuff at the Actual Life booth, and more people just donated and didn't take anything. The generosity of people, it shocked me. Thought we were. And also, I thought Saturday was gonna be the big day, but that was the day I raised the least. I was over 100 both Friday and Sunday. Saturday, okay, fair enough. Fair though, I was working the booth with 2 other people. Friday, I was like the only person at the booth like all day. Except for when I left to go play Ultimate Werewolves for 4 hours. Well, 3 hours. Then I went to go play D&D. But by the time I got to play, by the time I played D&D, the vendor hall was closed, and so the booth was done for the day. Anyways, I shouldn't talk about Phoenix Con all day. We could save that for later. So now I'm gonna go here, cause I do tend to move myself back up. But see, look, we're already halfway to the 750 goal. And yes, the money I do raise for Extra Life does indeed count for the milestones. So yes, both Turnabout Replay and the horror game have been unlocked. Those redemptions will be done in October. I don't know if I made the announcement in the Discord, but I believe I said, yeah, I originally stated that Turnabout Replay is going to be mid-October. It's actually going to be early October. So that way I can have, like, right before Actual Life, before game day, I can do the horror game. Because, okay, so here's the thing. Game day, for once, is not on the weekend of Daylight Savings. It's actually November 8th. And because guess what's Halloween? The Friday before the 1st, which is a Saturday. So, yeah. For now, let's just investigate. Conform. Finally back. You must be tired, Sis Lena. Have a cup of hot tea. Ooh, what blend is it? Please tell me it's lemon tea blend number 304. That's my favorite after all. Thanks. Gulp, gulp. Much better. I I happened to that courtroom a few months ago, but standing at the assistant seat today felt totally different. Back then, I was just an assistant like you, doing odd jobs for Chief. Looking back, I still have a long ways to go to compare to him. Really? But I think your defense style is more thrilling. Is that a compliment? We still have plenty of time today. What should we do next? Obviously, we'll go back to the research center to continue yesterday's investigation. No problem. I'll go pack up then. Before the court adjourned, the judge mentioned that many areas in the research center were once sealed. Perhaps they will be open today. Annie, what do you think of today's trial? I think you were a hero, Sis Luna. We faced many difficulties, but you handled them all by one. Well, you flatter me. It's all thanks to you that we could have made it through. Even though Miss Boyd's story shifted the situation at the last minute, it was just a coincidence. Definitely. We still haven't hit the core of the case or found any other suspects. It's the luck that made us through the first day, and it's luck that we shall succeed, because I am a lucky bitch. Part of me is just waiting for someone in chat to just be like, can confirm. Is that so? But in the animes I've watched, they always say luck is part of one's strengths. If luck can help us win this case, it would definitely be recorded. Random! Gosh, you're supposed to back me up and say that I am a lucky bitch! And plus, you still have like 20 days to pull for her! And I have 20 days to save. Maybe, potentially longer. I don't know. It depends on who gets revealed for 6.0. Oh, right, I forgot. It's more. Well, you still have 20 days for Chaska. Really? I'm pretty sure there are people who have much more insane luck than I do. And that prosecutor, Celissa Sulzberg, so weird and annoying. So therefore, I am the luckiest bitch you know. There, okay, I'll accept that. Yeah, he seemed like a completely different person when he took off his headphones. Do you think those headphones are the seal of his power? I don't think there's such thing in reality. Speaking of which, feels like I've seen this hair color or gaze somewhere before. Maybe it's just my illusion. Anyways, the case has been dragged on the second day. We need to work hard today. No problem. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves. By the way, the case has been in trial for a day already, but we still have lots of questions. Indeed, Prosecutor Schulper changed the topic in court, but we still haven't figured out how Director Grimson died. Exactly. There must be something wrong with the whole falling into death theory. Of course, because he can't do that a third time! God, every case so far. And there's something suspicious about the deep pit mentioned by Prosecutor Sculpert. Yes, we might as well check it out. And what about Miss White's diary? Who tore it off? If Miss White happened to notice the murderer's trace before and after the incident recorded it, the person who tore off the diary is likely the murderer. Wow, really? Well, it's just a probability after all, not evidence. If only we could find the torn page of the diary. We will. As long as it's still out there, we'll keep searching until we find it. Nope, no, that page got burned in a fire. Unless we find it, then it did not get burned in a fire. Well, investigation will be tough today. Even though there's still an afternoon ahead, we have lots of work to do. Yeah, besides investigating the research center, we should also go to the detention center and visit Miss Sapphire, right? Yes, I know what she did during the incident, but to know about the research center, it's better ask her directly. The detention center is closer. Maybe we should visit her first. Also, Prosecutor Schulbert said that more areas of the research center will be open for investigation today. We better take a close look at the house plan of the research center later. Make sure we don't miss anything. More areas means even more evidence, right? Not always. Yeah, I forgot about that. Can my backpack hold all these things? But in Alter's game, the hero's backpack is infinite, isn't it? What are you talking about? Anyway, it's better to organize my backpack first. The evidence that's no longer needed has been left behind at the office. Well, that would work. Okay, everything's ready. Time to go. And I just imagine it's just slumped on a pile. We can walk to the detention center and then take a bus to the research center. Got it. Let's take care of the door and lights. Let's go. Hey, that's my line. To the detention center. The detention center is quiet this time. I thought we'd hear the guards' noises again. Look, says Lena. Miss Sapphire seems lost in thought over there. Miss Sapphire? Seriously, did she just sigh? It's starting to feel down for being locked up. You're here. Let me tell you, the drama I'm following has its grand finale tonight. I tried flipping through the channels during their recreation time, but it didn't find the channel. It's driving me nuts. So that's the real reason. Anyways, I can catch up online after being released with your help. Miss Sapphire trusts us as always. You bet. Before I told you, Miss Lawyer here, winning is a breeze. You can absolutely give that prosecutor a beating with evidence tomorrow. If I did that, the judge would kick me out. And please don't do that, okay? There's a reason I like him. And I'm not gonna say why. You'll just have to tune in tomorrow if you weren't here on last Wednesday. Or you can flip through the VOD. That too. And figure out why I like him. It's a very simple answer why I like him. Actually, Miss Sapphire, we came here to ask you about the research center. Well, I've only been there for a month. I don't know much, but feel free to ask me anything. Here's my lawyer's license. I told you! You shouldn't have said earlier we had to go through all the trouble when we first met. I don't remember you saying that. Well, I haven't mentioned it before? No, you haven't. No, never mind then. Let's just say that I mentioned it now. That's the truth. I like this kid. You really messed things up for me in court today. Was it my fault? Of course it was your fault. If you haven't left out so much crucial information, I wouldn't have been so passive the whole time. Calm down. We got through it. So it's no big deal, right? I guess, right? Whatever. You wouldn't even care if the moon falls. I feel like we would have a big problem if the moon fell. By the way, I learned a lot today. The courtroom turns out to be such a cool place. Is that Deadeye prosecutor a pea shooter? His verbal barrage is swift and fierce. Pea shooter? That's pretty accurate. But you fired back at him. It's even more impressive. That booming volume, I'm seriously impressed to the core. Is that a compliment or not? I don't know. Miss Sapphire, for our sake, you can't hide any more information from us today. Ugh, got lectured by Annie. All right, I get it. Good, we know what you did on the day of the incident. Today we came to you mainly to get more information about the research center. Please tell us everything. No problem. I'll be an open book, even if it's just for my dramas. So about today's witness, Remily White. What can you tell us? So you finally brought her up. Why do you always seem so hesitant to talk about her? Isn't it obvious? She has a sad past. Even though her memory is like that the dead-eye prosecutor still brought her up to testify. I really wonder what he's up to. She had testified against you in court today, but you don't seem to hate her. Why should I? She just spoke up what she saw, and I was already very suspicious. Can I blame her for that? Glad you're aware of your own situation. Actually, what I wanted to ask you is, does everyone in the center know about the situation of Miss White's memory? Well, even an intern like me knows about it. The others must know too. Even though she's involved in a top secret project, everyone still encounters her in the center. It'd be an inconvenience if we were not informed beforehand. For example, Remily has to relearn who we are every week. That's weird enough. That's very weird enough. You're right. It would be very inconvenient not to inform you about the situation. So everyone in the center can be a suspect. Who did you think could have torn off her diary? Let me think about it. Let me think. What? Well, I got nothing. Not surprised at all. There's so many people in that project. How would I know who it could be? How about you give me her diary and let me take a look? Maybe I can remember something. Feels like her eyes would light up when the diary is mentioned. Is it really a good idea? Well, when in doubt, do it. Here it is. There's bulletproof glass, so I can't pass it over. I can just flip through it behind the window. Finally, I have a chance to read it. The mysterious diary of the amnesiac girl. What are you so excited about? Let me see. October 14th. Zoe broke the spectrometer and got scolded by the director. October 18th. Zoe spilled coffee on the microscope and got scolded by the director. October 25th. Zoe got her clothes caught in the lace during an experiment, and the director called her silly girl. Wow, why is my part like this? No wonder why she thinks no one will marry me. Well, you can't really blame her for thinking that way. In the part about the days of the incident, it mentions the deputy director, that the martial arts enthusiast, and me. Martial arts enthusiast? Do you mean Master Sorzen, mentioned in the diary? Yes, that's him. He's the number one weirdo in the center, Stormman Gray. I think we got a brief look at him. He was the cool guy with the sword, wasn't he? I want to see him again. What? There's someone in the center even weirder than you? Can you please keep those words to yourself? Ahem. Can you tell me more about this Sorzen Gray? What do you want to know? Is this Sorzen Gray a real name? That's right. Sorzen's the first name and Gray is the last name. That's a really strange first name. You never know. It's definitely the most ridiculous name I've ever heard. It's a bit odd, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. Do you have a bad relationship with him? Of course. He's always babbling about, and I don't understand what he's thinking at all. In his 30s, he still soaks in martial arts fantasies, toting a wooden sword and secret scriptures, paddling in nonsensical jargon. As a brain expert, why doesn't he check out his own brain? Because where's the fun in checking out your own brain? Brain experts, back me up on that one, please. I don't know. I'm not a brain expert. I have one brain cell to my name. Okay, sometimes I have two, but sometimes the second one likes to take vacay. So then I'm back down to one. There's always one polio around the clock. Unless it decides to take vacation too. But they never take vacation at the same time. Someone carrying a wooden sword in secret scripture. I think I saw him yesterday. How long has this researcher been working here? I heard he was specifically transferred to join the Remily project. It's been about 6 years. I see, so he's a senior figure. I have another question. Does this brain expert specializing in treating robot brains? Absolutely not. Robot brains are artificial or electronic cores. They don't need him at all. His responsibility is to study Remily's condition and then collaborate with Mr. Goldstein to develop new technologies. That's not my field, so I don't really understand, and it's confidential. I shouldn't tell you anything. But you already did. But what exactly is this project about? I'm starting to be curious. And it might be the key to the whole case, you know? Anyways, I can't stand that martial arts weirdo at all. He speaks in annoying ways and always asks me to run errands. Even at the day of the incident, I ran for him twice. The day of the incident. You're still hiding something from me. Nah, it was just some trivial task, not worth mentioning. No, everything that happened on the day of the incident might be related to the case. Please tell me the details. On noon at the day of the incident, I was taking a nap in the stockroom, and suddenly I was woken up by a call from that weirdo. A call? From a cell phone? No, it was an internal phone. Each room has one. He asked me to help prep some experimental materials, so I went to see him. He gave me two trays of different materials and asked me to deliver them to the corresponding labs. That morning, I had made a super teeny mistake and got scolded by the director. So after putting them down, I double-checked to make sure I wouldn't make any mistakes. How's that? I was pretty careful with my work, wasn't I? Not until you stopped making that super tiny mistake. So what materials did he ask you to prepare, and where did you send them? Let me think. One tray filled with non-metallic graphite cables was sent to the biochemical laboratory. The other stream seemed to be electrolyte solution commonly used in the canary nerves experiments for electromagnetic laboratory. This arrangement seemed a bit odd, but since he requested it, I just went along with it. Why do you think it's odd? Well, I'm not an expert on brainwave experiments, but the graphite cables is definitely used in electromagnetic experiments. While he asked me to send it to the biochemistry laboratory, isn't it strange? So two sets of experimental materials were sent to the wrong places. As an art student, handling this type of clue is quite challenging. Let me take it down for a moment. It's hard trying to have three people try to figure out a puzzle. It took us 10 minutes to do that. And the answer was so stupid. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't know because other people might be playing that D&D one shot, that D&D Adventure League thing, and I don't want to spoil it for them. Also, I forgot half of the saying of it. Miss Sapphire, I remember you mentioned earlier about that researcher made you run errands twice. What about the second time? Annie, your memory is impressive. That was around 4 p.m. in the afternoon when the sudden blackout in the center. I was just reading romance novels on my phone when then the weirdo called me again. Mr. Goldstein mentioned that there was the blackout before. What did he ask you to do this time? The voltage is unstable, so the blackouts are common here. He was too lazy to go turn the circuit breaker, so he asked me to do it. When the court asked you to testify, what did you do after leaving the stockroom? You said you forgot. So you just left to turn on the circuit breaker? Is that so? Yes, it is. Miss Sawyer's so clever. How did you even manage to get a PhD from Harvard University? I hung up the phone and went straight to the central controls room on the same floor. When I opened the electrical box, sure enough, the breaker had tripped, and I turned it on. But just at that moment, there was an incredibly heavy rainstorm outside, and I stared out the window for a while. And then you went to return to the stock room. You discovered the director's body. Bingo, that's it. It seems normal to ask an intern to turn on the breaker during a blackout, but delivering the wrong experimental material seems a bit suspicious. The swordsman Gray often stay in the center. What's up? Looking for him? Anyways, Remily lives in the center. If you find Remily, he's probably there too. This researcher sounds like a bit of a bodyguard for Miss White. Indeed, we'll need to meet him later. I think we have all we need to. Miss Sapphire, you're sure there's nothing else you're hiding from me, right? Positively, absolutely, and definitely. I've already told you everything I don't remember. How can you tell me things you don't remember? Actually, I brought up some tea bags and asked the security guard to take them to you. Before we win the case, Miss Sapphire, please take good care of yourself. What's wrong with you? Nothing. You two are just so kind to me. How can I repay? With money? We are your lawyers after all. Pay up. It's what we should do anyways. She may be unreliable, but she's still a kind person. It's just the right choice to take on this case, I guess. But we still need to get paid. Money is important. Anyways, we've asked all the questions. Now we need to go to the research center. Miss Sapphire, please stay calm and wait for tomorrow's outcome. No problem. I'll take care of the detention center. That's the guard's job. All right, time is limited. We should go to the research center now. November 10th, afternoon, entrance of the research center. The vibe here is totally different than yesterday. Yeah, it was all gloomy yesterday, but it's sunny today. In today's trial, Prosecutor Schobert mentioned there was a deep pit behind the building. They suspect it's the crime scene. We did check it out the back of the building yesterday. Yes, I remember when we looked down from the stock room, there was a spot covered with a plastic sheet. Is that so? I had no impression. There's no sense of detective stands for a crew standing outside the center this time. While no one's around, let's take a look near the pit. The whole place is taped off by the police, so it's difficult to get in. Watch your steps, Luna. It seems to be empty beneath the plastic sheet. Whoa! Really? What a deep pit. Is it because the case, no one's guarding it here? I was close. I almost became the second director Crimson. Just as I thought, this pit is filled with moist soil at clay. Good. I know you won't get it wrong. Let's make most of our time and investigate. It seems like there was another rain shower here yesterday evening. Yeah, I think this puddle is from the time of the crime. So it would have dried up by now. When I was a child, I loved wet ground after the rain. Back then, I often ran around with the kids in the village, stomping on the puddles together and making big splashes. Annie has always been away from the village for quite a while now. Could she be missing her hometown? She seems really eager to try something. So she's not homesick, but eager to play. This pit. It must be the suspected crime scene Prosecutor Schulbert mentioned. Yeah, looking up, you can see the window of the third floor stockroom from here. According to Prosecutor Schulbert, the pit is about 6 meters deep. From the height of the third floor, it could have indeed created a 15-meter drop. Given the ops area and luminal reactions in the pit, it's reasonable to say the victim fell here. But this conclusion raises more doubts. Does the police investigation really miss nothing? What's this eye-catching thing down here? Looks like a piece of clothes soaked in water at the bottom with a bit of red on it. Could it be blood stains? Yeah? So? It's important? Wait, Luna, let me try to get it. Hey, this pit is 6 meters deep. Don't do anything dangerous. And he pulled out a long stretch of police tape and tied it to an iron hook she found at the construction site. Watch this. Ta-da! It worked. That's amazing. You village folks are really something. But what is it exactly? This fabric seems to be a mix of silk and steel wire. And those marks on it are definitely bloodstains. Hold on. Could it be? So this is the metal vest that went missing at the crime scene. Eh? So what's this metal vest look like? I thought it would look like an armor. It's a protective gear for combat. The lighter, the better. Why would a bloodstained metal vest appear here? This is definitely not a coincidence. Phew, I think we're good with this pit. Yeah, this metal vest is quite defined. Okay, done with the outside. Let's go inside. November 10th, afternoon, floor 1 lobby. Police investigations units are all over here. Looks like Detective Stanford team hasn't let up at all. Should we say hi to Detective Stanford? Sounds good, but where is she right now? Sorton. Look, you guys should know I am a sucker for guys with swords. Whoa! You again. His outfit is really weird. I don't even know what to say. Hello, I'm Annie Lanning, the assistant to Miss LeRae here. Are you Master Swordsman that Miss White mentioned? You two ladies are the renowned barristers. Don't stand on ceremony. I'm Stormson Gray. Oh, I've heard of your great name. Please allow me to pay my respects. Wait a second. Why am I acting like him? You two conducted quite well in court today. What brings you out to our sec this time? Our sec? Isn't this a research center? I'm here for an investigation, of course. Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Whoa! It's okay if you mind. I'm not quite occupied now. Conversing with you two should be no harm. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to draw his sword and attack me. Turns out he's just posing. So first things first, here's my badge. Well, my license. Could it be the Holy Badge? The Sacred Token Order of the Phoenix? No, this is an Ace Attorney. I never expected to fall in the hands of a barrister. This is my lawyer's license. What does that have to do with the Order of the Phoenix? Oh, if only Luna knew. If only Luna knew. And I earned this for hard work. And what do you mean by falling into my hands? Forgive me. Tracing back, barristers and swordsmen all belong to the 100 schools sought in the pre-Queen period. Swordsmen, discipline of the motion, pursued great cause of the universal love together with the philosopher Mozi. Barristers, disciples of realism, sees laws as a guide to eliminate evil. Our pursuits perfectly match. What are you talking about? Sis Luna, I never knew you were that great. I've learned something new today. Forget it now. Lady Barrister, prepare yourself. Yeah! What are you doing? You showed him a weapon, Luna. Since you're using the deadly gun, Venom Fang, I'll use my ancestral sword, Eclipse Edge, to fight back. Lady Barrister, if your Venom Fang can parry a strike from my Eclipse Edge. Why is my weapon name so evil? But yours is so cool! Luna, the actual name of your weapon is a Variety Lance. I think that's kind of cool. All right, I'll put it away now. Very well. However, why would you use such an evil weapon? Hoping you can retract from the wrong path as soon as possible. Note to self. Be careful around him with my swords. All right, you're the boss. I better not show it in front of him anymore. I apologize for my ignorance, but what is this? Oh, nothing particular. I just wanted to check out if you had any impressions or insights about it. As a swordsman, I only value my sword, loyalty, and the world. I dare not let the external things disturb my inner peace. Forgive me, Lady Barrister. I am unable to offer any complimentary commentary on this matter. Don't beat around the bush. Just say I don't know. How do you not know about the plans of your own workplace, dude? Of course, no one would know anything about that. Okay, it seems like he's not going to know much. Mr. Gray, do you know anything about this? The ancestral flying dragon meteor rope? Lady Barrister, I will never expect you to be so knowledgeable in the martial arts as well. What on earth are you saying? It's a secret treasure of our sect. The director often employs it in the electromagnetic experiments. How are you even hired? Why would it be in your possession? This cable was delivered by Zoe Sapphire under your instruction on the day in the incident, right? Indeed. I have a few more questions about the delivery of the experimental materials. Go ahead. Is it the secret scripture of the Shaman Temple? I gave it to Lady Remily to train herself in and record insights. How did it end up in your hands? The diary is still with Miss White. I didn't take it. The one I showed you is not the original, but a photocopy for reference. Such an exclusive, peerless technique should not be casually transcribed by outsiders. Then why did you casually give it away? I'm sorry, I have nothing to say. Ha! Got him speechless. Okay, now let's start telling him about showing him. And of course, no one's gonna have anything to ever say about Charlie. I guess he's not gonna say much about anybody. Except for maybe Zoe. Except for these four, because he works with them, after all. Is no one going to say anything about the judge? That's kind of sad. Our sect is deeply concerned about Lady Zoe's imprisonment. We rely both on you to venture into the prison and rescue her from this crisis. We're here to defend her, not break her out of prison. Words can be sharper than the blade. You two hold her life, and your mission is even more challenging than a prison break. All right, I understand. I can't believe I just got lectured by him. Sir Goldstein's importance to Director Crimson is like how Li Hozishan was to Empress Dao Zixi. Guys, I don't really understand much Chinese stuff. He has diligently managed the affairs of the entire sect for years, ensuring the stability and garnering renowns. Even though I don't quite understand the analogy, are you saying he handles all the affairs in the center? Not exactly, Lady Barrister. In all affairs, except for research. The director was fully committed to research, while the deputy director is responsible for other affairs. That I call cooperation. I see. The director's sudden demise has evoked a deep and profound sadness within me. Sadly, our sec has too many tasks, leaving me no chance to stand vigil at the wake of the Director Crimson's proper mourning rites. I'm sure he'll forgive you. Mr. Gray, how is your relationship with Director Crimson? The director usually studied the secrets of our sect alone. I didn't have much direct interaction with him. Huh? What secrets did he study? Not the kind of secrets you know. They're secrets only the director knew, and I shouldn't tell you about it. It feels like you don't know either. Mr. Gray, are you okay? I'm fine. It's a pity that Lady Remily, in the prime of her youth, is afflicted with such an illness. I hope to reach new heights in Jihan and bring her relief as soon as possible. He seems to have fallen silent for a few seconds when he saw Remily White's photo. Okay, well, that's all the evidence, and okay, let's just talk to him. So, Senior Gray, I can't help but drawn into his outfit. I'm not sure what to say. Can I call you Master Swordsman like Miss White does? I'm only 48 years of age. That's not worthy of titles like Senior or Master. Eh? So you're already 48 years old? Then it's just right to call you Master. It is not in the multiplication of mathematics. 48 means 32. What? How does that make sense? Is there even multiplication like that? Well, I mean, 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 6 is 48. I guess. Wait. Yeah. No. Wait. Yeah. I did my math right. Thus, you can see that I'm still a young man. The title Master should especially be avoided. Sorry. Because Miss White always calls you Master Swordsman, I thought you must be quite old. It's a typical of Lady Remily. A misunderstanding indeed. Let's forget about it. Thank you for your understanding. Indeed, Miss White has always believed she's only 15 years old, which makes sense to call him Master. So, Mr. Gray, what is your primary duty in the center? Once I delved into cerebral arts before joining Director Crimson 6 years ago. Since then, I've diligently refined my martial skills here while offering medical help. Refining my martial skills. What is it? Which means your responsibility for Miss White's treatment? Precisely, yes. My relocation to the sect was chiefly to cure Lady Remley's disease. Beyond the treatment, Director entrusts me with other matters. Yet they are of a secret nature. I ask for your understanding. Why don't I understand what he says? He means he's treating Miss White and at the same time involved in some confidential work which he can't tell us. The martial arts novels I read in junior high are coming real handy now. Interesting. Oh, wow, imagine. Typically, I attend to Lady Remily and occasionally lend my aid to Dr. Crimson in studying martial classics. So basically, he does his work and then sometimes watches martial arts movies with Dr. Crimson. The director's recent passing away is truly a grievous loss for our sec. Indeed, nobody wishes for such misfortune. Please pay my condolences. He does not show a clear attitude towards the director. Seems his word review is quite different from the norm. There's one more thing. Can I ask you about your whereabouts on the day of the incident? What do you mean, Lady Barrister? Are you suspecting me? No. Put the cool sword away, please. Thank you very much. It'll be fine. I think. I think, like I said, it will be fine. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. No, it's just the routine inquiry. I understand. It's your intention to help others in trouble that prompts such coarse language. Why is it so coarse? Since you have such noble hearts, I shall cooperate. Then thank you in advance. On the day of the incident, I meditated as usual and attended to Lady Remily's medical needs. Besides Lady Remily, I encountered Syl Gertzbein, Zoe Sapphire, and Sans throughout the day. Yes, I did not see the director at all for the whole day. You didn't see the director? Don't you need to communicate face-to-face for work? The director was busy with experiments, preferred solitary martial art practice, and was very punctual. Routine affairs in our sex are managed by Sir Goldstein. I seldomly have direct dealings with the director unless necessary. Yesterday, Mr. Goldstein also mentioned that Director Sullivan and Remily managed the affairs of the center. Judging from the notes he left in his notebook, deep, punctual, and solitary. If you didn't see him on the day, you'd be completely unaware of the case, right? On the afternoon of that day, the weather cleared up, and there was a flurry of constables rushing in to investigate the case. With such stir, it was unlikely to ignore it. That makes sense. So, Mr. Gray, you have claimed to have no connection to this case at all, right? Lady Brewster, such a statement might not be appropriate. What? As a disciple of the prominent sect, how dare I say I have no connection with our chief when our chief passed away. Every disciple has a duty to assist the funeral of the director and can continue to study and spread the martial arts of our sect. I thought he was going to say something else. Says Luna, his words are funny, but he seems to have nothing to do with this case. We have too little information. It's too early to make such a conclusion. And we just got some information about him from Zoe Sapphire when we were there at the detention center. It's better to take out the relevant evidence and ask him to make things clear. On the day of the incident, did you ask Zoe Sapphire to deliver two materials respectively to the biochemical lab and the electromagnetic labs? Indeed. This is a secret of our sect, Lady Base here. May I inquire to you what your intentions of asking it? I have no specific intention. The director rarely let others touch his belongings. If these materials fell into the hands of outsiders, it would cause trouble. I don't quite understand your experiments, but Miss Sapphire said the cables should have been used in the electromagnetic lab. Why did you ask her to deliver it to the biochemical lab? Lady Brewster, what are you suggesting? That the flying dragon meteor rope originally belonged to the electromagnetic laboratory? I would never have her deliver it elsewhere. But Miss Sapphire clearly remembers you asking her to deliver the cable to the biochemistry lab. Lady Zoe might have been preoccupied with her numerous tasks and made a mistake, as usual. This as usual sounds quite convincing. Given Miss Sapphire's character, it's quite normal for her to deliver things to the wrong place. Lady Zoe is usually careless. Only 1 month since she arrived, and she's already damaged numerous precious items of our sack. Had I known she'd mix things up, I wish I'd have delivered them personally. I see. Is this another mistake of Zoe Sapphire? I thought I caught an important clue. Are you satisfied with my answers? Yes. Even though we didn't get much information, I couldn't find any flaws either. I have pressing matters to attend to, so I must take my leave. Farewell, ladies. Well, thank you for your time. Although Mr. Gray talks in a strange way, he's quite interesting, isn't he? Interesting. He's more like a weirdo if you ask me. I think he's cute. If I hadn't seen him wearing the center's badge, I would have had thought I went to a movie set. Is it my imagination? It seems like there's fewer police in the lobby. Huh? Indeed. Maybe they all got upstairs. Prosecutor Schulbert said something in the newsroom that will open up. Some new rooms will open up for an investigation today. We already checked out every area on the first floor. It's still early. Let's hurry up and take the elevator to the other floors. No problem. Where should we go first? I checked the house plan and there's a few offices on the second floor. We might need their permission to investigate. We haven't been to the electromagnetic laboratory on the third floor. Let's start with that. Okay, I want to go there too. I'll press the 3. This elevator is such high power and unexpectedly quiet when ascending. What? What's happening? Is it an earthquake? It's so dark I can't see anything. Get your hand. Don't worry, Annie. I don't think it's an earthquake. The elevator's top light is off. Could be a blackout? Huh? Are we going to keep going up until we fly into the sky? Good imagination. Usually elevators stop in place during a blackout. Is that so? Why does she sound so disappointed? Luckily, this building only has 3 floors. Even if the elevator falls, it won't be too dangerous. Hold on, just a sec. I gotta do something real quick. I gotta mute my mic real quick. See ya. This display screen doesn't work, so it shook so violently I'm not sure which floor we're on. We're stuck in the elevator, aren't we? Our investigation has just begun. What should we do? I need to do something. Yes, there's an emergency phone here. I tried that phone yesterday, but got no answer. It also doesn't hurt to try again. Great, someone picked up. Hello, is there a blackout outside? We're stuck in the elevator. Is this lady Barrister? Huh? Mr. Gray? Yes, the recent unstable voltage and frequent blackouts in our SAC have caused you distress. Though there are no sharp objects in the elevator, it's still unsafe in the darkness. Please be cautious. I didn't expect him to be so considerate. Is this emergency phone directly connected to his office? Thanks for reminding us. But how do we get out then? Please remain calm, Lady Barrister. The elevator in our center has a backup power source. Just wait a moment and it will automatically proceed to the nearest floor and the door will open. I see. Thank you so much. Then let us conclude the 1,000-mile message. Please take care. Got hung up. What's this 1,000-mile message anyways? So Mr. Gray meant we just need to wait a moment. I guess so. Good thing this elevator has an emergency feature. Is it my imagination? Or did it feel like the elevator just moved a bit? The door is opening behind us. Even the lights are on. Backup power works so well. Let's hurry up and get out. November 10th, afternoon, 3rd floor hallway. Is this the 3rd floor? Finally, there's light. We're on the 3rd floor. I thought we were on the 2nd. The elevator shook so violently during the blackout, it made me dizzy. Next time, let's take the stairs. Isn't that Detective Stanford? Yes, she's heading into the room on the right. We need to talk to her. Let's catch up. November 10th, afternoon, Electromagnetic Laboratory. Police from the investigation unit are all over here. Looks like the Detective Stanford's team hasn't let up at all. Is this the electromagnetic laboratory? Is this my imagination? Why do I feel like I've been here before? Oh, my sweeties, you're here again. Good afternoon, Detective Stanford. Oh, and the lovely assistant is here too. Come, let me pinch your cheeks. Stop it, not again. Hello, Detective Stanford. Are you investigating this room? If not, what else would I be doing here? Sightseeing? You're kidding. Thanks again for your help in today's trial. Spare me. I didn't help you with anything. You really managed to handle such a mess yourself. But thanks to you, I've got another busy deal of dealing with this case. Well, I'm sorry. Never mind. Thanks to the case, I've learned more about the robots. It'd be a good story for my son. Detective Stanford has a son? This is news to me. But we're running out of time. No time for small talk. Detective Stanford, was there a blackout just now? We were trapped in the elevator for a while. What happened? I can't believe you got trapped by that loud-voiced idiot. Huh? While investigating the power distribution, one of my subordinates swapped two cables by accident. Wait, did she say loud? Loud-voiced idiot. Is she talking about Detective Sparks? So he short-circuited the entire research center. Is the officer okay? What could have happened to him? He just let a loud scream when he got shocked. Poor guy, but it feels like she's talking about someone I know. I have ordered him to fix it. Might take a while. I see. Although the blackout was just as usual just now. Yeah, it's unstable voltage. It's quite common here, especially considering the difficulty of transmitting powers to such a remote place. These science maniacs love to play with high-powered stuff, so blackouts every now and then are nothing unusual. There was a blackout on the day of the incident. Deputy Director Stanford. Wait, no, I got this. Deputy Director Stanford, the circuits are fixed. I'm serious. Sorry, we have to be a little louder when we're Sparks. Because that's his whole personality, is being loud and serious. Indeed, that voice is familiar. Huh? What's happening? Who told you to turn on the power for the electromagnetic laboratory too? Shut it down. It's so annoying. Yes, ma'am! What was that noise just now? It got me dizzy. Don't panic, sweetie. It's just a metal detector hidden in the lab's door frame. I guess that idiot also turned on the power for the electromagnetic laboratory when fixing the circuit. That sound was so piercing. The whole center must have heard it. And then this is where she tells us, nope, only we heard it. Why would a lab sell a metal detector? I should ask her about it. By the way, Detective Stanford, aren't you busy with work? I didn't expect to see you here. I was planning on to come later, but that loud voice guy shouted about a major discovery and insisted I rush over immediately. A major discovery in the electromagnetic laboratory? Kind of. Does it mean you found some traces related to the case here? Depends on what you mean by traces. Every room in the center is equipped with a scheduled automatic cleaning system. Automatic cleaning? I vaguely remember seeing a notice about the lobby on the first floor. Exactly. According to the schedule on the notice, the electromagnetic club is cleaned every Friday from 5 p.m. to 5 to the following day at 5 p.m. The day of the incident was a Friday, right? That's right. Since the incident, no one has been able to enter this lab, and the center was thoroughly sprayed with a cleaning mist. Any blood stains, footprints, or DNA, if anywhere, are probably gone by now. How could it be? But luckily, some things can't be washed away. I didn't expect that there would be really something extraordinary behind that curtain. Wow, I'm getting very curious now. The curtain's blocked off by the officer, so I can't just rush in. I guess I'll have to ask Detective Stanford for permission. But first, I want to know what she says about. Hey, look who it is! My sweetie Salis. You always address Prosecutor Schobert with this a little tone. Does this mean too you have a good relationship? Not bad, but outside the courtroom, he never talks to me. Isn't that not good at all? Due to the job shuffling, I haven't much interaction with the prosecutors these past few years. Even if sometimes I have to cooperate, the partners they stick with me are always a bunch of old timers. Meeting a sweetie like Salis, I can't help show some love. It's only fair, right? Why did those words give me the creeps? By the way, sweetie, any plans to join the prosecutor, right? I'll definitely be nice to you. Not in the short term. There's no way I'm going there. Okay, now let's talk. Detective Stanford, can I ask you about this metal detector? You're interested in this stuff? If you want to know something about the sign the structure, ask someone in the center. I'm here to investigate the case, not to give a science lecture. I'm just curious why the research center like this would have one. Normally, these are only in high security places, right? That's true, but this room is also a high risk area. Since see that curtain over there? There's bathtubs behind it, like in the biochemical laboratory. Bathtubs? No. Behind the curtains is a highly intensity electromagnetic wall. Some experiments may need strong magnetic fields, and this place simulates that. So when it's on the wall's like a big magnet. Pretty much, not just big, but also very powerful. Here comes the question. What would happen if you bring a metal, like your phone, in when the electromagnetic wall is activated? My phone would be attracted to the wall instantly. Bingo. If the phone is a bit far away from the wall, it would be smashed into pieces. That sounds terrifying. How am I gonna? I just bought my new phone last month. Gotta keep it safe. So for safety, this lab is a no metal zone. The metal detector here is for that reason. Got it. There's only one door in this lab, and the windows are completely sealed. When the metal enters, the alarm goes off like it did earlier to warn of potential danger. I see. The device is indeed very necessary. So the metal detector needs power to work. Is it related to the case? Please let us investigate. Detective Stanford? What's up? Be direct. I don't have time to waste. As the defense lawyers, I should have the right to investigate here, right? Sure, but you have to rummage around. But having you rummage around here will cause me some trouble. Eh? The center is classified. They sealed off most of the areas yesterday, so it was understandable to let you through. But today is a different story. I can't let you be messing around. How come? To make it easier for both of us. I'll also keep an eye on you two. Huh? What does that mean? Isn't it clear enough? As long as I'm here watching, you can investigate. Even if someone from the center tries to stir things up, I'm here to at least back you up. Understand? Wow, thank you so much. Delicate instruments are all over this room. If you two break anything, I won't spare you. Understand? Of course, we'll be careful. Thank you, Detective Stanford. Cislina, let's go. Yeah. Okay, this is the only thing. I'm still very curious about what's behind this curtain. Fine, I'll do you a salad and let you take a peek. What are these things on the floor? It's hard to explain. If you're curious, take a look for yourself. Since the investigation of this lab began, no one has moved any of these items. They're exactly as they were at the time of the incident. I see. These tattered things give me an ominous feeling. Better hurry up and investigate every inch here. The most notable thing in this lab is this pile of scrap metal. Yeah, it looks a bit like a small bowl I use for making tea. Can a bowl of this shape even stand? It's already damaged, probably beyond repair, but what is it exactly? Hey, what on earth did you... On the earth did you wreck due to wreck the lab's robot? Huh? It was already like this, wasn't it? How can you blame us? Gotcha. I love your reaction. She tricked me again. You just said this was a robot. Are you blind? It's obviously a robot. I don't think that's obvious. Why is Mr. Robot lying here? It looks pretty sad and lonely. It's the cleaning robot of the research center, called Moonlit Pyramid. We found it in this condition. The shell is damaged. The shell is damaged and its chip is squashed. Moonlit Pyramid? Isn't that the one Miss Cyan mentioned yesterday? Huh? Indeed. But I haven't seen it since yesterday afternoon. Huh? The Moonlit Pyramid is missing? Yes, my chips are connected to all the systems in the research center. It just got lost in Salon. I can locate it instantly. But since yesterday afternoon, its signal has completely disappeared. Could it have been taken apart by the director? Science said it's been missing since the afternoon of the incident, so it broke down here. Researchers said that Moonlit Pyramid used infrared or QR codes to identify its position and surroundings. QR codes? Didn't you notice each door plate has a QR code? This kind of robot is not as advanced as Cyan. It needs QR codes for precise locations. I see. Yesterday, I saw the QR codes for scanning to add to Facebook. I should check it out later. But how did Mr. Moonlit Pyramid end up like this? Well, according to the police, it was hit by something flat. Something flat? Exactly, and its internal parts were all wrecked, with traces of magnetic reaction left on its body. Hold on, something flat? Magnetic reaction? Could it be? You got it. It was probably wandered into this lab while cleaning. It's all metal, so when the electromagnetic wall was powered up, it got attracted. And then it was smashed into bits against the wall. How long is this room? That's my big question. How long is this room? Most likely. But how it got in, we need to look elsewhere to... It makes sense, but something's off. What really happened in the lab? I'll need to sort it out. What's this? Looks like a face mask Alter uses when wielding circuits in the village. That attacker can even wield circuits. This looks like one. This looks like bigger than the face masks you mentioned. It's such a weird shape and material. Could it be? Could it be the metal helmet the director mentioned in his notes? Wait, why is the helmet here but the vest outside? I don't get it either. And how did the helmet get so cracked? Hey, be careful. The edges of that thing are really sharp. Ah, thanks. The helmet looks very cracked, possibly from a powerful impact. I would have gotten cut by the sharp edge if the stuck to stand for hadn't reminded me. Sis, Luna, I have a question. Metal are banned in this electromagnetic lab, right? Huh? Yeah. Then why is this thing here? And conditions of that metal vest are unusual too. I need to ask the Detective Stanford for more details about the metal protective gear. Detective Stanford, have you investigated the pit outside the center? Of course. Have you been there already? Yes, and we found something strange. Whoa, you got that thing. You're nimble as monkeys. Oops, it's not like what you think. I was planning to call a crane, but you saved me the hassle. Hey, you there, come here. Yes, Deputy Director Stanford, what can I do for you? Take this clothing and testing it. See what's on it. Yes, Your Honor. Detective Spark is so busy with errands, didn't even notice us. What you brought just now is a metal vest and with iron and lead wires embedded in the inside. It belongs to the same set the metal helmet is found in this lab, as suspected. It's said that they often handle radioactive materials during biochemical replacements, so they need to wear these metal protective gears. Biochemical experiments, but aren't we in the electromagnetic lab? Who knows? The management here is a mess. Equipment scattered all over. Our police station is also a national institution. If our archives were handled like this, I'd fire the person in charge at once. Didn't the metal helmet appear where it shouldn't have been just because of management issues? Here are the results, Deputy Director. Stand forward. Oh, what is found? Report says the metal vest is covered in mud, which matches the soil from the outside the lab. There's also blood on it. Primarily, the test indicates it belongs to the victim, Joseph Crimson. Just as I suspected. Well, it's getting interesting. Did Joseph Crimson really fall to his death in that pit? Something doesn't add up. If the director fell into the pit and died, why was his body retrieved? And why was only the vest left in the pit? Yes. Yeah, why indeed? I was asking you, Detective Stanford. Is that so? I'm not here to analyze for you. Why don't you figure it out yourself? Whoops. Well, if the vest had blood on it, it must have been worn by the victim during the incident. There must be a reason why it was left in the pit. I'm just trying to get anything out of her. But I guess we should... He appears to be a martial arts enthusiast, yet holds a medical doctor degree. Hey, don't judge a man for his hobbies. There's another medical cabinet here. It looks the exact same as the one on the second floor. Yeah, but the medicines... Yes, that is still the question of the day. For many days, it has been that for many days. Nobody in this game has been known to play chess, so I can add them to the question. And if you're confused on who Tyrion Colbert is, I have a whole playthrough of Tyrion Colbert on YouTube of Attorney of the Arcane. And I'm just trying to fill some time while I wait for Beyond the Arcane to come out, which won't be probably for another couple of years. But hello, Andrew. I have never played chess myself. Yeah, but the medicine inside are a bit different. There's a box that you labeled here. Intense porphyrination pills. I don't think eating this would be good for the body. It's probably not medicine in reality. And I can already guess who put it here. Blackboards, strange murals, and cabinets filled with bottles. All standard lab stuff. Is this Lena? Is there something I'm curious about? What is it? The electromagnetic laboratory looks exactly the same as the room downstairs, doesn't it? The room downstairs? You mean the biochemical laboratory? She's right. Oh, indeed. The only difference between the two rooms is equipment on the right side of the entrance. Close the curtains, they look exactly the same. It's an electronic display on the left side, not a blackboard. You can navigate it to show all sorts of stuff. Maybe the whole center is running on the same experiments, so displays are set to be the same. Which makes it even harder to tell the rooms apart. I'm wondering if Miss Sapphire mixed up the rooms when she went to send the materials. Sounds possible. Hold on. That doesn't make sense. The labs are on different floors. And we saw the large door plates on the doors before we entered. Miss Sapphire might forget stuff, but mixing up the floors and door plates all at once, I don't think so. Right, I was overthinking it, but I still feel there's something covered about the two labs. Is this table on the workbench of the lab? Wow, I didn't expect you to know so much. Everything on it is made of high precision carbon fiber and toughened glass. There's a large glass bottle on the table. The liquid inside it looks a bit strange. Let me see. There's a label on the bottle. Electro solution for carnal nerve experiments. It should be what Miss Sapphire mentioned in the detention center. Canal nerve experiments. I'm not sure what it is, but it sounds like a biochemical experiment. Sure enough, Zoe Sapphire sent the two materials to the wrong places. Was it her mistake or Miss Gray's? Mr. Gray's. The former seems more likely. Okay, this identical painting from the one from floor 2, very much in the style of abstract art. So does this mean there's also a murder case here? You can interpret it that way if you want, but I think it's just an astronaut exploring space. So it's a space exploration. I thought Earth was drifting through the universe. If that's really the case, then what the heck is the astronauts outside Earth even doing out there? Blackboard string. I guess we haven't looked at the actual wall thing. Does Texas stand for? Is this the electromagnetic wall you mentioned? Yes, it is. The most important equipment of those for those electromagnetic experiments. Once powered on, it generates a strong magnetic force. What kind of experiments are done here? I'm not sure, but no metal is allowed, especially stuff containing iron, cobalt, or nickel. Even the power wires are something non-metallic like graphite. Then the cables are definitely belong here. This wall is very smooth and hard. It says that they spent a fortune on this wall. It's so tough that nothing can leave a scratch on it. So there wouldn't be any clues left on this wall, but it still is worth noting down. There we go. Now we have researched everything in here. All right, enough already. Have you finished investigating this room, sweetie? I'm off somewhere else. Leaving now? Or what? Throwing a tea party in this lab? If so, I'd love to offer tea. It's not joke time, Annie. The Texas stand for. I have another question. Does prosecutors Schulbert know about the new findings here? Salas? He's not here, but he's closely following the investigation. Always asking for updates on the radio. Seriously? Could he be any lazier? My God! This is my man! I swear to God! These two kids, he is full of Haysom vibes. I kid you not. Oh shit, I just spoiled tomorrow. I spoiled the whole thing for tomorrow. Damn it. Fuck. Oh well. Whatever. Speaking of which, I just had a thought. Getting all these weird clues at once, you must be wondering what really happened on the day of the incident, right? Wow, Detective Sanford, you are a mind reader. At this moment, you must have ideas already, don't you? Yeah, he actually got sucked onto the wall while wearing the helmet. Well, I do have some speculations, but verifying them won't be easy. That's true. Now it has to report to headquarters. If you need more evidence, you can check the central control room on this floor. Central control room? Yeah, you'll find the power distribution box and equipment logs. Some answers might be found there. Got it. All right, I'm really busy today. No time for small talk. See you next time, sweetie. Thank you, Detective Sanford. Well, again, she's gone before I finish my words. Says Lena, what should we do now? We have a break and we have tea. I don't actually have tea, so water roll just has to do. Since Detective Sanford gave us a lead, we can't just ignore it. The central control room is on the other side of the hallway. Let's head over there and check it out. Or it could be a trap. Wait, let's not. It could be a trap. It's a trap. And someone's coming this way. It's Miss Ray and Miss Annie. Miss White, nice seeing you again. I'm Annie, not Anne. Oops, I forgot again. I'm sorry for that. Her life might be tougher than I thought. By the way, thanks for today in court. No need to thank us. We didn't really do much. You showed me an exciting debate, and that's worth a thank you. Sharp-eyed lawyer and her cute assistants. You are officially recorded in my diary. Miss White, what brings you here? She lives here, Annie! Yeah, why indeed. It doesn't really seem like there's a special reason. I'm just wandering around the centers, see if there's anything I can help with. And also to explore this place a bit more. Sitting in the room all day gets a bit boring. Room? You have your own office? Office? Well, not exactly. I don't have any relatives in the city. The center is my home, and the room is where I live. Wait, so it's not an office, but a bedroom. That's quite unique. By the way, if you two aren't busy, feel free to visit my room. Sounds like a good idea. We might have something to consult to you. You're too kind, Miss Ray. I don't know much, but I'd love to learn from you. You're busy with your investigation, right? I won't bother you then. When you feel free, come to my room anytime. The room is on where is it? The house plan says it's on the second floor. Is this west, right? Ah, yes, that's it. Seems like she knows less about the center than I do. Then please rest well, Miss Wright. We'll visit you when we're free. Okay then, I'll take my leave. Remily White. She doesn't seem to be involved in this case, does she? Forget it. I'll think about it later when we visit her. We have something important to do right now. Wow, this must be the center control room. So many screens. Alter would definitely love this place. What a waste to let him play games and watch anime on them. According to Detective Sanford, this room controls all the equipment in the research center. The mechanical color here is a bit stifling. Let's make it quick. Okay, let's start. What's this strange box for? Let me see. Lots of switches inside, labeled with room names. This is most likely the circuit breaker box. Circuit breaker? I don't understand. Well, it's a bit hard to explain. Basically, if there's a short circuit in the center, the main breaker here will trip automatically to prevent more severe accidents. What happens after the breaker trips? After it trips, the priority is to troubleshoot it. If there's no issues with the circuit, then simply turn it back on. On the incident, there was a blackout in the center. It was Orman Gray who told Zoe Sapphire to turn on the breaker. The circuit breaker. Annie, don't do it. If you mess around, Detective Sanford will kill us. Got it. The circuit breaker box has the main breaker for the whole building and separate breakers for each room. It can precisely control each appliance, but only turn on the power on and off for an entire room. Lots of screens here. It all showing programming language and numbers. I know a little about machines, but the text seems not difficult to read. Let's see. This is a log for the center's equipment. What's that? It's like a diary of equipment's activities. There's records of blackouts here. 8:40 p.m. 8:28 p.m. Power goes out due to a short circuit. 4:34 p.m. Manual operation restores power. Is this the blackout Mr. Goldstein mentioned yesterday? It only lasted 6 minutes. Huh? The timing is from 4:28 to 30. Yeah, just a 6-minute period, but it covers the director's experiment time. Yes, but what does it mean? It means the director went into the lab, but when the center had no power. And then what does that mean? I don't know. I thought I had a breakthrough, but I got stuck so soon. Whoops, did I miss something important? This is the main screen for the center control room. It looks quite imposing. There's lots of words on it. What's this? Robot usage records. Huh, so it traced all the movements of the center's robots. Awesome. Maybe if I could just find GBXF004. Let me see. Check robot status. GBXM001 destroyed. GBXM002 scraped. GBXF003 in use. GPXF400 in use? What are you murmuring about, says Luna? Ugh, this info isn't very helpful. I thought it would tell us where they were separately. Never mind. At least in use is not scraped, right? There's another button below the screen. Let me press it and see. Hey, ask me before you press it. Uh-huh. Rest to automatic charging. Robot activated. 433. Enter the biochemical laboratory. Started cleaning. Error. What's this? Moonlit Pyramid is working log. It seems like Mr. Cleaning Robot's diary. It didn't start up until the afternoon on the day of the incident. Why did the record end halfway? Did it break down at that moment? I guess so. Wait, is there something wrong? We found it in an electromagnetic laboratory, didn't we? Why does the final record show it entered the biochemical laboratory? It does? Could that person be keeping records to make a mistake? The record is auto-generated by the computer, so it couldn't be a mistake. There's only one possibility. Is that this room somehow mistook the room? Annie, you did a good job. This is a very important clue. Really? I don't quite understand, but I'm glad I helped you. What's this? A suitcase? Not likely. This is a lab's backup power supply, I guess. In a case of a blackout, it can provide emergency electricity to present any lot work record. So it saves us when we got stuck in the elevator. Yeah, sort of. Sounds pretty impressive. I bet Grandpa would love to have one. No way. Detective Stanford would kill me. Alright, I think we have done with our investigation in this room. Just as Detective Stanford, we got some interesting discoveries. Really? It still feels like a mess to me. The events that occurred on the day of the incident seemed unrelated to each other, but in fact, they're all tied together like a tangled web. Tied together like a tangled web. That sounds hard to understand. Before we go downstairs for Miss White, there's one more thing I want to check. Let's go. We'll take a quick look at the third floor hallway. No problem. Hopefully we can figure out some traces on that thing. Back again. Says Lena, what are you looking for? There's only a few items in the hallway. There's one I need to check and they're already in sight. You mean the door plate for the electromagnetic area laboratory? Just as Detective Stanford said, there's a QR code on the door plate. Just in case, I scanned it with my phone, but there's nothing noteworthy. Let me give it a little pull. Yep, just as I thought. What? The door plate is slotted into the door and is easy to remove. I bet the other door plates are the same. So if someone plays a prank and takes all the door plates down and switches them around, then everyone would mix up with all the rooms? I guess no one would be that bored. Besides, everyone here has been here long enough. Just swapping door plates won't fool them. Oh, I see. I thought I had a clever idea. What are you thinking about? But in a way, Annie did point out the key. The door plate surface is very clean. It must have been wiped recently. What a pity. No fingerprints to distract. Fingerprints? Why do we need that? I can't explain it clearly right now, but you'll understand later. Even if there was no traces, I still believe the door plates will be useful. Is this Miss White's room? Are we really in the right room? Bed, desk, carpet, everything is very tidy. It feels more like a girl's bedroom than an office. I was surprised to find such a place in this scientific mecca. Miss White's not back yet. Shall we wait for her? Sure. Shall we investigate here while we're waiting? This room doesn't seem like a crime snoop. Snooping in other people's bedrooms isn't a good habit. But just a quick look before she returns won't hurt, right? It seems like only this room is especially renovated. Even the windows is different from the other places in the center. Why not install a gear-shaped window here as well? In Miss White's diary, this room was designed according to her recollections of the last night before she lost her memory. If the window is like the others, she would recognize something as wrong immediately. But wouldn't it look strange from the outside? Yeah, let me see. The outside of this window has a gear-shaped decoration, and it looks the same as the others. They really worked hard on maintaining an architectural consistency. Indeed, the most strange furniture in this room is the bed. It's Miss White's bed, but there's no girlish decor on it. Girlish decor? What's that? Well, something like dolls and pink lace. Those things sound a bit childish, don't they? I haven't had them since I was 10 years old. What? I saw them on my bed now! I don't. A compact nightstand that matches the desk. There's a photo on a frame on it. There's more than one person in the photo. Really? Let's take a closer look. Is this a family photo? The one in the middle should be Miss White. She looks younger than me in the photo. Yeah, and the people besides her. Are they her parents? The photo seems to be taken a long time ago. According to the diary, Remily White had a car accident 6 years ago. She was seriously injured in the incident. Her parents were probably passed away. There's something small writing in the corner. March 10th, 2018. Cube Stadium. Cube Stadium? Wait, March 10th, 2018. Cube Stadium. That's the day of that incident. Lena, what's wrong? On March 10th, 2018, Sky Shield caused a massive explosion in Cube Stadium in the Republic of Neon. The attacks resulted in many civilians' casualties, and the media called it the 310 Cubic Stadium explosion. Wow, so creative, civilians, people. An explosion? Why did they do that? Well, that's a long story. The problem is why Remily White and her family were there. If she experienced that incident, could it be that the reason for her injury wasn't a car accident at all? But if so, why didn't she write it down in her diary? I don't think she knows about it. Perhaps people in the research center hid the truth to protect her. So I'm curious. We better not bring it up to her for now. Yes, I think so. The research center indeed has so many secrets. Even this seemingly naive Lady Harper's secrets. I better take this photo and ask others who might know. Wait, hold on. Can we take a closer look at it? I want to see it in full. Oh, no. Lame. An obvious electronic calendar shows the current time, date, and year. I remember Miss White mentioning this calendar in her diary, right? Yeah, she needs it to rely on it to confirm the current year every time she wakes up after the memory reset. How about hanging one in our office too? It would be convenient for you to confirm the year after the afternoon nap. Hey, I don't have a memory reset issue. But this thing does look good. Maybe hanging it in the office isn't a bad idea. Yeah, I don't think Charlie would like that idea. How about hanging it under the sign that writes price negotiable face to face? A wooden desk, the same as the nightstand next to it. It's so tidy. I thought it would be Wolfgang's. It was lots of homework on it. In her situation, I don't think she has homework anymore. Speaking of which, what is that small package on the desk? Is this a Band-Aid package? Band-Aid? What's that? Well, it's an item used to stick on wounds to help the injured heal. Oh, I know. It's the thing that wraps people around like a mummy, right? I don't think we're talking about the same things. One of the band-aids was already used. There's also a bill on the back of the package. And so is it bought from a nearby supermarket? The purchase time was November 8th at 5:34 p.m. Isn't that the day of the incident? But have we met anyone? Have we met anyone with a band-aid today? Ah, you arrived already. This voice. Sorry for keeping you waiting. No worries. We should have informed you first. You're welcome at all times. There aren't many girls in the center, so it's rare for me to meet someone my age. Isn't she just like a couple years younger? Yeah, I was about to say she's a couple years younger than Luna. The last time I brought a friend in here was 2 years ago. But I didn't write everything down and forgot what we talked about. It must be quite challenging to write down every detail. Miss White, I have lots of delicious lemon tea. You can write it down if you like. Yes, of course. Thank you. Miss White, do you usually stay here? Yes, in order not to frighten me every week when my memory is reset. Master Swordsman arranged the room to be the same way as I remember. Is she talking about the Mr. Gray I know? Well, since we're here, could we ask you some questions? Yes, my pleasure. Feel free to ask anything. Well, I guess we never got to show her all the evidence. God, we have 3 pages to go through. Is this your lawyer's license? Yes, anything wrong? No, I was just wondering if I've seen something like that. No need to check your notes. It's quite similar to a student ID, isn't it? Indeed, the texture, thickness, and size are all similar. And both of them have ridiculous photos on the first page. Are you okay, Sis Luna? Leave me alone. What's this? I don't think I've ever seen it before. Did I forget something again? Miss White seems quite agitated. Better not bring it up. Better not bother her. Yeah, maybe we should just show it to the Swordsmith again. And have him be like, you dare to fight me, mortal? My apologies. I've never seen this item before. Miss Ray, can I draw it down? You don't have to. Can you really remember a drawing like that? About this, please wait a moment. I'm sorry, but I don't seem to have any recollection of this. If it's not in her diary, then it's likely that she truly doesn't know. She's probably not going to know much about any of this. That's the good thing about the evidence is that when you're talking to someone like her, you're probably not going to get much information out of the evidence alone, but it's still fun. I'm really sorry to ask you to submit the diary in court today. I had no choice. It's okay. I would be glad if I was helpful, but I'm usually not. By the way, the cover of your diary is very artistic. I think so too. It was selected by Master Swordsman. He would secretly replace the cover so that I can see a new surface every week. So Swordsman Gray is actually a thoughtful person. You want to know something about me? Please go ahead. I'll do my best. Well, you don't need to push yourself too hard. Miss Ray, you're also very kind to me. To her, these past 6 years seem as they never existed. I shouldn't push any further. About this, please wait a moment. Okay, about this, please. Okay, nothing to say about me? Okay. Okay, nothing, of course, nobody ever has anything to say about Charlie. I don't think she's gonna have much to say about others, except for the people in the research center. Who is she? You don't know her? She's my client, Zoe Sapphire, an intern at your research center. So the person in the courtroom was Zoe. Of course. Would we randomly pick someone to stand in the defendant's seat? I see. Since my memory set, I haven't had the chance to talk to her. There's no pictures of her in my diary, so I've never known what she looks like. Indeed. Since her memory set, Zoe Sapphire has been held in the detention center. Don't worry. I'll definitely run this case and have her standing in front of you. Deputy Director Goldstein is kind and careful. Just looking at his photo makes me feel warm. Does Deputy Director Goldstein also conduct experiments on you like Dr. Grumson? No, I'm not sure. If I wrote nothing about it, it probably didn't happen, right? A vague answer, as expected. But I'm really curious. What exactly does he keep in his pocket? Isn't that a robot? I seemed to ask him about it a few years ago. He said it wasn't a robot, but something called damn gum. Never heard of it. Maybe it's some kind of high-tech equipment. Director Crimson really talked to me. He always seemed immersed in his research. Is there very little about him in your diary? Yes, only a few contacts related to experiments. I could hardly understand what he said, so I didn't write much down about him. That's reasonable. But after Zoe joined, he scolded her a lot, and I found that quite amusing, so I wrote some down. Like, has your brain been soaked in this sulfuric acid? Why is it less than functional than a partimecium? I thought those sentences were very creative, and someday I might use them, so I wrote them down. So you better not use them. You want to know something about me? Master Swordsman, he's the kindest elder to me at the center. Well, actually, he's not that old. Is that so? I just had a feeling he's an elder to me. He often tells me interesting stories and brings back books for me to read. Some have almost fallen apart from reading so many times, but I can't bear to throw them away. She truly loves reading. Okay, now let's talk to her. By the way, when did you start working here? Maybe 6 years ago? Although the date written on the cover is April 25th, 2018, this notebook was probably bought later. Wow, that's quite a long time ago. Yes, but I don't feel in that way, but because my memories only last for a week. Maybe I shouldn't have asked, but every time I wake up, I feel refreshed, and it's pretty good that I can meet many new friends. You're truly an optimistic person. Let's talk about something else, like the people at the center. What do you think of them? Well, although I haven't known them for long, they're all very interesting. For example, Zoe is very clumsy, always breaking things. I can't believe she's a doctor. Me neither. Master Swordsman is very gentle. Not only is he funny, but he also often reads me stories. Gentle? I don't really see it that way. As for the director, it seems like he was buried in research every day, and he rarely spoke to me. I searched through my diary and only found some of the experiments he conducted on me. Experiments? Could you tell us more in detail? I don't really understand them, so I didn't write them down. Her knowledge is still at a high school level. No use asking her such a question. And for Deputy Director Goldstein, he looks very kind and treats everyone gently. As for Cyan, I can't think of any words to describe her perfectly. I strongly agree with this. Anyways, they're all my family now. Even in my current situation, with them by my side, no matter what, I'm never alone. I see. Although she can only known these people for a few days, I can feel sincerity from her words. Is it because the people at the center are really nice to her, or is it just because she's a very kind person? I really hope I can be healed soon, so I don't need to be like this now. Yes, as long as you have faith, everything will be okay. It will. Well, that speaks easily, but the things she suffered must be beyond what we can imagine. Maybe I should ask more about her illness. Miss White, even though you don't remember what happened on the day of the incident, still, have you noticed anything strange since your memory reset this time? Well, I don't know what could be considered normal in the center. Even if something strange happened, I wouldn't know it. Right. But there's something strange. The deputy director used to like green tea, but recently he started drinking black tea. And he doesn't even add any sugar. Not even when I offered it. The tea is so bitter, yet he can drink it without sugar. Isn't that strange? She's getting worked up over odd topics again. Adding sugar in black tea can easily ruin the original flavor, so I wouldn't recommend it either. Really? But the bubble tea sold outside is so sweet. I've tried that too, but they use lower quality tea, reduce residue mixed with hot water. Can it even be called tea? So it isn't even tea? Her Rosie seems to be shaken by Annie's words. Never mind, I didn't expect to get useful information from her friend at the beginning. That's right, because of the amnesia, your life might be quite inconvenienced, right? Yes, no, I find it okay. Everyone in the center is so kind and helps me a lot. I believe everything will be all right one day. Sorry, but I'm a bit curious why your illness needs to be treated here. When you're ill, you should go to a doctor, right? I wondered about it too. Master Sultan said my brain injury is permanent. It's impossible to be recovered by ordinary treatment. Sorry about that. But luckily, the center has developed the technology to transplant human memories into robots. I know about that, just like Cyan, right? Yes, although I can't figure out its principles. I think they are researching how to transport memories from robots back into humans. I think I can understand a bit now. If they had that technology, they could transplant your memories into a robot every week, and then transplant those memories back into you and cure your amnesia, right? Huh? Is that so? I never thought of it that way. Actually, I haven't thought of it either. So maybe I'll be cured soon? I hope so. But the leader of this project is dead now, and I don't think it will go well. Better not talk about it right. Phew. We've been talking for quite a while. Did I disturb you? No, not at all. We also took the opportunity to rest for a bit. But we have to call it an end. We would like to talk to a few people in the center next. Okay, the offices of the Deputy Director Goldstein and Master Stolzman are both on this floor, and you're always welcome in my room. Thanks, I'll surely come again. And maybe you guys can have a tea party. Actually, I do have something to visit them for. Well, then we'll be off. Guess we're going to the Deputy Director's office. It's going to be all neat and tiny. So this is Mr. Goldstein's office. It's quite normal. Whoosh, after meeting so many weirdos, I really think Mr. Goldstein is the only normal person in this whole center. This voice. Ah! Even though I knew who was coming, I still got startled. Aren't you the lawyer and the assistant from yesterday? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, Miss Cyan. It's only been a day. Don't miss me. Miss Mia, me again, okay? I'm not happy, for real. Hey, Miss Cyan, we have something to ask you. Like, why are you here? Just for that. Well, let me kind of enlighten you. Phew, please don't be angry again. So why are you in Mr. Goldstein's office? Of course I'm here to prepare for the tea the deputy director he can drink something during break. I remember you said yesterday you hated serving tea for the director, aren't you? Nonsense. How dare you compare the director with the deputy director? Huh? What do you mean? The deputy director is a super nice person. I respect him a lot. For example, the deputy director is gentle, while the director always looks fierce. I don't think it's good to say to someone who just died. Also, the deputy director never treats us like something he can casually boss around. In winter, he asked me if I'm cold and suggests adding an extra layer of clothing. Indeed, sounds like a kind person. So do you need an extra layer of clothing? That's not the point! Although I don't need it, when the deputy director manages the fair, he still gets new clothes for me. And I thought he must be tired because of the mess caused by the director's death. So I came to prepare some tea for him. So compared to Dr. Crimson, the deputy director Goldstein is more beloved in the center. Where's Mr. Goldstein now? Oh, the Chunova toggle? Okay, I can do Chunova. Hold on, let me show Chu in her full glory. And when I mean full glory, I mean full glory. Hi. I might just stay like this. Because the Chu toggle only deactivates at the end of the stream, or it will deactivate once or when someone redeems the Chunova toggle again. That's the beauty of the Chunova toggle. And that's why I made it so cheap, because this model is so silly and so derpy. And that's the point of it. And I did the art myself. And again, a special thanks to Riri Ritsu for doing the rigging. And I definitely want to make these little mascot models for more people. Maybe I should start with Riri so I can gift it to her, and then she can rig it. She can rig it if she wants. That's usually what I want to do when I make models like these. When I make models like these, I always try to make them as like if they're a VTuber, so I can just hand the whole PDF file to the person, and if they want to rig it, they can rig it. And that's the fun part about it. It makes me wrong. It makes me so happy. I'm forgetting what toggles to go for which one. I know one's angry because one's my one on the keypad is always angry. Every model, it has always been one for it. Every model. My PNG tuber model was that way. My main model is that way, and then my original model was that way too. Where's Mr. Goldstein now? It's his tea break now. He should be out for a walk. He should be back soon. I see. No more questions for her. Maybe we should wait here for Mr. Goldstein to return. Remily White's diary wrote that Mr. Goldstein said something very serious to Sorceling Gray on the day of the incident. But what was that again? Nope. I wonder what it was. What? Gah! What are you doing? Seeing you run like that, as if you were pondering. I just wanted to scare you, and it worked again. Whoops, you really are the worst. Thanks for the compliment. Well, although I was startled, this is the first time I know that her body can open. By the way, you didn't attend today's trial, did you? Of course not. If I went there, I'd scare everyone to death. Why do you look so excited about it? She's the worst, obviously. That's what she said it herself. Miss Cyan, have you discovered anything new since yesterday? If you want my views on the murder case, I really have no clue. According to the 3 laws of robotics, you can't stand by when a human life is in danger. What would you do if a murder happened right in front of you? Well, even though I don't have any medical functions, even if I ever saw someone dying, I would definitely help them no matter how hurtful they are. Hateful. You really hate your creator. I don't think this robot was directly involved in the case, but I still need to check. According to your statement, you were not involved in the director's murder from start to finish, right? What's that in your hand? An umbrella? It's a variety lens. Please ignore it. Just answer my question. Not to mention being involved in the case. I only heard about the murder later from the police. And since I found out so late, I didn't even get to see the director's body. No reaction for variety lens. So that simply means... I remember that the attack we said before. This variety lens is the ultimate equipment I created after combining several medical devices. It detects the mental states of the subjects through indicators like respiratory rate, blood volume, and a pulse. When holding it, the subject tells a lie or deliberately hides the truth. They'll be exposed immediately. So basically, it can't affect robots. As a robot, Cyan doesn't have a respiratory rate, blood volume, or a pulse. I really shouldn't have used it to check if a robot was lying. I am so stupid. But maybe I should trust her. She has no reason to lie after all. By the way, your body can be opened? Yeah, it's a pretty common design, don't you know? Well, I wouldn't call it common. My core components are basically the head and chest, so why not make my body useful too? Considering that I might have to work in places without sunlight or charging piles, I store backup batteries in this compartment. I see. It does sound reasonable. Yep, absolutely. But when you opened it just now, it's empty inside, isn't it? Yeah, of course it's empty. I don't have any plans to go on a long trip, so I don't need the batteries. Can't you imagine how uncomfortable it would be to have a big lump of iron stuffed in your belly? Well, I really can't imagine it, because it doesn't happen to humans. But if you have no backup batteries, won't you be affected if there's a blackout in the center? I said yesterday that my energy comes from sunlight, so it doesn't really matter to me whether the center has power or not. During the blackout, I can't watch movies in the workshop, which is so terrible. Which is what you're focused on. Anyways, I got it. You are a pretty large storage space in your body, and it's usually empty, right? Usually, it's always empty. Okay, are there any functions you haven't told me about? Maybe rotating my head 300 degrees and pulling it off. That doesn't count. Isn't there anything more practical? What about shielding skin layer? It's a very useless function. Skin layer? What's that? The director's ultimate goal was to design ultra-realistic robots that are identical to humans. He even hoped that I could pass the airport security and travel around just like humans. So he designed the skin layer for me to shield against all inspection methods. Sounds amazing. Why do you say it's useless? Are you blind? With my appearance, I could even block could I block all checks? What's the point of it? I got it. Oh yeah, because she doesn't have legs. Whoops. Her bad. I mean, it's not her fault. Director Crimson seems to be obsessed with certain strange details. The director's tea is ready. Then I'm gonna go. Why in such a hurry? Today's Sunday. The Tell babies are waiting for me. I've lost interest just hearing the name. Hey, never touch anything in the deputy director office. Got it? If you touch those things you shouldn't touch, he'll get angry. Even the gentle deputy will get angry. Anyways, I'm going. Miss Cyan's still so interesting. I want to chat with her a bit longer. I hope not. I can't handle it. Now it's just the two of us again. I wonder what's in Mr. Goldstein's office. Although it's impolite to rummage through his things while he's not here. But what other option do we have? The thing Cyan just mentioned. Things we shouldn't touch. What is it? When in doubt, poster. This calligraphy looks very antique. It seems to be something the deputy director would like. Yeah, but the contents is a bit puzzling. Such a good-looking office. Why hang some dull ads? So this is just someone dull ads? I thought this is some Chinese characters. Maybe she's the right one. The signature below the cryptography, Hushin Hermit. I may have heard of that person somewhere. A neatly organized storage cabinet, reflecting our usual user's personal style. Each file inside is neatly organized with different labels on the folders. Design drawings, budget sheet, project personal. There seems to be a lot to manage. What's this? To be destroyed. Let me see. There are some failed printouts, some files with lots of numbers. These should be bills, right? I have seen them in the village. Most of the recipients' names are the director, Joseph Crimson, and he has received multiple transfers from an overseas account. Let me see. Wow, just in these few months, he received nearly $10 million? That's a lot of moolah. Wow, the center is so rich. Is this all the director's salary? To be exact, it's the research funding, not for his personal expenses. Wait, the center is a state-owned institution, isn't it? If the funding for a research project, why is the money from an overseas account? Look, there's also a piece of paper with an odd size, completely different from the others. Yes, indeed. I think I've seen in color somewhere before. Could it be? I heard a wailing sound at night. Then lots of the doctors, the police came. I don't know what happened. I asked the deputy director and Master Swordsman, but both of them refused to tell me. Come to think of it, in the morning, they seemed to be talking about something like the time bomb sky shield. The deputy director said, absolutely cannot tell anyone. It will bring disaster to the center. Hope everything's okay. Master Swordsman's hand was cut and bleeding, so I brought him some band-aids. Tomorrow... This is the page torn from Miss White's diary? The edge can't match. It's evident without professional identification. But why is it here? Does that mean the person who tore it off is... Don't jump to conclusions. We should check out the contents first. I heard a wailing sound at night, and a lot of doctors and police came. I don't know what happened. I asked the deputy director and Master Swordsman, but both of them refused to tell me. Come to think of it, in the morning, they seemed to be talking about something like the time bomb and sky shield. The deputy director said absolutely couldn't tell anyone. It will be there and bring disaster to the center. Hopefully everything is okay. Master Swordsman's hand was cut and bleeding, so I bought him some band-aids. Tomorrow my memory is going to restart again. Hope I'll be cured soon. What's all this content about? Time bomb, sky shield, disaster. I'm confused. Me too, but one thing's for sure. This case, this center, probably hides some astronautic secrets. I was right. This place is indeed closely related to Sky Shield. So there's some members of Sky Shield here? I'm not sure, so we need to be cautious in the investigation. The contents of this page don't seem to directly relate to the doctor's death. Judging by the place it's hidden, the one who tore it off can only be Mr. Goldstein. Why would he hide it here, and what does it mean? Will it bring disaster to the center? There seems to be something else underneath this folder. What's this? A badge? But there's no pin on the back. If it was a badge, it wouldn't be wearable. Wait, the pattern. I think I know it. The metal plate here looks like a Chinese character. I can't read Chinese. I don't know what that character says. Meaning the sky. Imagine the shape of the shield with that Chinese character on it. It's probably something even more astonishing than the torn page from Remily's diary. How many secrets have Mr. Goldstein been hiding from us? The door is open. Cyan, is that you? Oh no, he's back. Cicely, no, what should we do? We can't just let go of the evidence. Finally, we get it. Annie, take it. Oh, Miss Ray, Miss Lemon, what brings you two here? Hi, Mr. Goldstein. The weather is nice today. If you compare it with yesterday, I have to say it certainly is. Seems he hasn't noticed we touched the cabinet. I hope so. Good afternoon, Mr. Goldstein. We're so sorry for entering your office without permission. It's okay. I suppose I must open the door for you. As lawyers for Zoe, you have come back to the research center to investigate, and I am truly grateful for that. You're welcome. Actually, we came to ask you a few questions. My pleasure. To be precise, how many questions do you have? Not again. We found something during today's trial and investigation. We just want to talk about it with you. Okay, I'll tell you everything I know. He seems so calm and without any hint of guilt. Perhaps he's the most difficult person to deal with in this research center. And this is just a few moments ago, you saying he's probably the most normal in the center. Make up your mind, Luna. Well, let's just talk to him, honestly. Do you to attend today's court's hearing? Yes, it was deeply embedded in my mind that you shouted objection back and forth with the prosecutor. I don't think he said objection that often. He was just like so noisy. Also, I'm going to turn my light on. It's getting dark in here. And yes, I do have to get up to turn the fucking lamp on. I don't have overhead ceilings. I just have lamps. Because I love lamp. And you might understand if you come to the... We'll might talk about the whole I love lamp stuff when we do more of the Soul Link on Thursday. It would have been tonight, but Random asked me last week if we could move it to Tuesday. Also, there's something else I've been meaning to do for him. But hopefully no one here has 50,000 channel tokens. Also, you can't redeem it. He's not here, so... Please remember something positive. From today's trial, there were some issues that was the cause of the director's death. I have to say, the prosecution's investigation is really hasty. I agree with that. Many of the prosecutor's conclusions were drawn without careful consideration and verification. People like him can never become great scientists. I don't think he wants to be a scientist. I don't think he even wants to be a prosecutor. He just wants to go do music stuff. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him. Or he's just a lazy piece of shit. Oh, dang it. I can't bring out the I'll Hate Some Body Pillow. It is only for... That isn't only Khalees. I was just mostly doing the voice acting stuff for the game. So basically, what we during that time, what we found was a page ripped from a character's diary. This diary, to be exact, and we found this metal badge that's supposed to allegedly has a Chinese character on it. Which Chinese character? I don't remember. Also, I can't read Chinese. I just can't. And then I said something about how I had to go turn my lamp on. Which Random and I are doing a Soul Link, and we do have Pokemon's name Lamp because I caught a lantern, and in my Fire Red randomizer Nuzlocke, I also caught a lantern that I named Lamp because apparently I can't escape lanterns. And why did I name mine Lamp? I have no clue. It was just the first thing I thought of. And I'm really good at I'm really good at coming up with names for things. I love lamp. What can I say? And then the new in Pokemon TCGP, when they released the newest packs, one of the new XEs was Lantern, and I'm like, okay, I'm dropping everything until I get this, so that way I could just take a screenshot of it, send it to everybody, simply just saying I love Lamp. And then I did exactly that, and it was hilarious. But it's kind of soon. Because I got two hearts from it. I think that guy's ambition is to become a great musician. Mr. Goldstein, do you have any idea about the cause of the director's death? Please define idea. What is your theory? It's what you're thinking about in your mind. Unfortunately, my mind is completely occupied with the research center's affairs. That's all. Impeccable answer. I do think he's the killer. By the way, you mentioned yesterday not to make things difficult for today's witness. Apologies. Did you mean Remily White? Yes, I didn't agree to her testifying, even though the prosecution asked so. But that policewoman with the shiny silver hair pleaded with me several times, so I had to agree. Well, that's just Stanford for you. That's so-called pleading. Was she threatening him with her lipstick? Thankfully, you two were gentle and didn't cause her further pain. We weren't. We were. God damn it! No! Stop opening stupid pop-up ad. But isn't my imagination? Why do I feel Mr. Goldstein's hiding something? I remember you said yesterday you've been working here for over 8 years. Yes. That means you should have joined the center before Miss White, right? If you're trying to highlight my experience here, by that, I have to say that's somewhat exaggerated. I'm not. Before Remily came, the director discussed this project with me. Although he did research for something else, this technology happened to be able to cure Remily. Isn't this project highly confidential? Is it okay to tell me all these things? It doesn't matter anymore. Why? The director was the only one who in the world capable of running this project. Now he's dead, which means it's all over. What? Although it's cruel, I'm afraid that all of this is already doomed. This project that Remily is in called is the Phoenix Project. What is that? It's kind of difficult to explain. Take your time. We would like to hear about it. I know it. I read a story about Phoenix in storybooks before. The Phoenix is said to possess immortality and can be reborn from its own ashes after burning in flames, right? Ah, the Phoenix. Yes, you're really knowledgeable. Whoops, didn't hear about that before. Luna, come on! Phoenixes are like the best mystical creatures ever. I don't know, I just like firebirds. It'll be fine, right? You know? It's fine. So, right? It's Fine. You met Cyan. You should know that we can now transplant human memories into electronic cores. Yes, you mentioned it before. It's truly miraculous technology, but the real miracle goes far beyond this. The director's next plan was to reverse this process and transplant memories from electronic cores into human brains. Really? Is that even possible? If the director was still alive, maybe he'd succeed in decades. Humans will die one day, but robots are different. With regular maintenance, electronic cores can exist forever. When a memory is freely translated between human brains and electronic cores, it can last forever. Sounds amazing. If this project succeeds, humans can become immortal, right? Well, it depends on how you define immortal. Not quite clear. The director has been devoted to this project for years, which might be related to his experiences before coming here. Joseph Crimson, before coming to the center. I don't have relevant information. Maybe it's not related to the case. Forget it. There's no use in talking about it. In the current situation, the technology is no longer feasible. Although it may sound harsh to Remily, I'm relieved that the project is ended midway. Huh? Why? Memories stored in human brains are unique, but electronic cores can be copied. Once memories from electronic cores can be transferred into humans, it will trigger many worrisome consequences. I don't quite get it, but since the project has been terminated, we probably don't have to worry about it, right? True, but Remily still suffers. I feel so painful just thinking about the tragedy her family suffered 6 years ago. He must know about Remily White's past. Maybe I should show him this thing. Mr. Goldstein, you know this photo, right? Yeah, it's the last photo Remily has in her family. I have to say, your interest is collecting quite interest. I didn't collect it out of interest. Sorry to be a bit forward, but I'd like to ask you about some old matters. Oh, could you please define how old they are? 5 years ago. If you're asking how the dinosaurs went extinct, I'm afraid it's not with my area of expertise. Now, why do you think I would ask questions like that? What we want to know is the Street 10 cubic stadium explosion that happened in 2018. I see. From your reaction, I guess pretty much what happened. The reason Miss White's parents' death and her brain injuries. It's not the car crash she wrote in her diary, right? The silence isn't the answer I want, but there's something behind all these. Well, in that case, I'll be straight with you. Miss White and her family were involved in the 3-cube stadium explosion, right? I don't think it's related to director's death. I'm not sure about it, but I don't want to overlook any details during the investigation. If you know anything, please tell us. The path to the truth converges with the path to science in essence. Since no signs show you'll give up, it would be unwise for me to stay silent. Thanks. Please know whatever I say, you cannot tell Remily anything about it. Alright, I promise. 6 years ago, on March 10th, 2018, Remily was on a trip with her parents in the Republic of Neon. On that day, the Cube Stadium was hosting a popular large-scale stage play and attracted many tourists. Remily's family were one of them. And the evil organization planted a bomb in the corners of the audience area, just for some pathetic reasons. Was it Sky Shield? Yes. The explosion caused a global uproar. I read about it in the news when I was in high school. I remember that the explosion resulted in 27 deaths and hundreds injured. And the ruthless organization became the primary target of the international crackdowns. Remily's family happened to sit in the center of the explosion area. None of them should have survived. But her parents protected her with their bodies. So, Miss White is really so pitiful. The organization took everything from her, but left her only with her life. Is she lucky or unlucky? Only she knows the answer. Is it my imagination? Why do I feel he's deliberately avoiding saying the word Sky Shield? I have one more question. If that's the truth, why did she write in her diary that she had a car crash? We had to tell her in that way. When she first arrived at the center, she was very unstable. Every time her memories were reset, she became fearful and even irrelevable for being in an unfamiliar place. If we told her the truth, it would only make her more painful. We can't do it. Miss White has experiences like that. Although some things she's overcome by sadness, I think she's very optimistic and strong. Once we accidentally let her see the news on TV, including the news of her parents' death, she broke free from our control and even threatened to I think it's supposed to say to take revenge on her parents' killer. Sorrelson hasn't injected her with a tranquilizer in time, we couldn't imagine what she would have done. Is it normal? It's normal to react like this if someone only knows a cruel fact. So we took Sorrelson's suggestion and made up these well-intentioned lies. She was injured in a car crash and her parents were just on a long trip. These lies may not deceive her for a lifetime, but they can temporarily calm her down. Mr. Gray, indeed, has done a lot for her. Yes, most of her recovery is an attribute to Sorensen. The director and I were old and couldn't understand young girls. That's why Remily had someone her age. It's good that Remily has someone at her age to play with, but they're actually quite far apart in age. I went off in a tangent. Sorry, I still have work to do. And I need to prepare for tomorrow's testimony, so I'm afraid our conversation has to end here. Tomorrow's testimony? Sorry, but please wait a moment. I have one last question. Please go ahead. Mr. Goldstein, will you testify in court tomorrow? Yes, although I don't want to. The case situation does not allow me to stand by anymore. Could you inform us on something you will say tomorrow? Annie, it's not allowed to ask. It's okay. I will only testify about what I know. That's all. What about the things only you know? Will you testify all those things? What do you mean? Nothing. I misspoke. It seems like he doesn't intend to confess hiding crucial evidence. Miss Ray, if you want to touch on matters you shouldn't, I have to say, it's not a wise course of action. What do you mean? I've been working here for 8 years. If it's possible, I hope to work here for another 8 years, and then another 8 years. I'd be a little bothered if someone tried to ruin it. Is that a threat? I have taken note of your words. See you tomorrow in court. I'll see you there. And then my tea break is over. I'm going back to work. Thanks for your time. You're welcome. If you ever need help with the biometric dynamics in the future, feel free to come to me. Thank you, but I don't think I'll deal with anything like that in my life. Okay then, farewell. Mr. Goldstein, good luck with your work. So we're just going to ignore the fact that we were... Mr. Goldstein is gentle, always smiling on his face, but I can't help sweating when talking to him. Simon Goldstein, what role does he play in this case? Sis Lena, why do you look so serious? Nothing, let's move on. Although we haven't investigated many places, I still feel like there's rooms we haven't been to yet. Let me check the house plan. You mean the unused room? Maybe I can find something to break open the door. No need. The lock to that room is so rusty. I don't think it could be related to the case. I see. Why are you so disappointed? You just wanted to break the door for fun, don't you? But there is indeed rooms on this floor that we haven't been to. Let me see. Of course it would be like this. It feels like there's some kind of ominous aura in this room. Whose office is it? Isn't it obvious? You can tell just by looking at the sword hanging on the wall. It's not on the wall, it's on the shelf. Well, there's indeed some antique decorations in this room, but they feel strange when paired with the computer on the desk. Speaking of that, no room can be more strange than Ultra Lemon's. Mr. Gray isn't here. Should we wait for him? It's better that he's not here. We're so lucky that we can always investigate in unguarded rooms. Why did I use the word unguarded? Forget it. We can fully investigate this room before the weirdo comes back. Another cabinet full of books. Is this the basic requirements for researchers? Many books placed in the office are the same. Is it necessary for everyone to buy them? Maybe they don't want to bother each other for borrowing books. Here's a book called The Innocence. I've read that. I really want to ask what is that, but it would definitely damage my good image in Annie's mind. A rubbish bin. It seems like there's lots of sins inside. Really? Let me rummage and see what we can find something useful. Actually, I could do it too, maybe. There's quite a few strange things. Hey, don't pour everything out. It's easier to investigate in this way, isn't it? Never mind, let me see. Lots of incomparable documents, a plastic doll wrapped in iron sheet, and something seemingly in engineering drawings. And a black device, a bundle of shurikens? I don't think that's something from Chinese martial arts. Maybe he studies Japanese to martial arts you still use. Got a lot of stuff all at once. We should check them one by one. We're trying to anyway, so expecting them isn't a good idea. Let's just put everything in a plastic bag and take it away. Well, you can take a closer look later. No problem. There's a sword hanging on the wall. It's not on the wall. Yeah, I see it too. Only that guy would use such an incapable decoration in the center. Maybe Mr. Gray gives it a name. Something like Eternal Moon Shadow Saber. Judging from his style, the name should be something like Azure Celestial Star Sword. It seems like the name engraved on the scapboard. It's called Not for Sale. I don't think that's its name. Is it Swords and Gray storage cabinets? A copper nameplate engraved with confusing characters and a wooden pen holder carved in curved patterns. All these things don't fit with the center style at all. There's quite a few documents in the cabinet. Each of them have a title. Swordsman's Oro, The Adventures of the Three Musketeers. What are these? Files for research? Probably just some bootleg material, bootleg art novels. He's really hopeless. There's some photo album on these books. A photo album? Could it be a collection of photos of him striking various martial arts poses? Let me see. I don't want to see this embarrassing thing, huh? Wait, the person in these photos isn't Mr. Gray, right? It's Miss White. All of them are her solo shots. Really? Let me see. This album seems to be a record of Remily White's life since she came to the center. It's normal if we found it in her room, but it's here. Does that mean Mr. Gray is some kind of pervert that often appears in animes? What kind of animes are you watching? The ones that Alter are showing her. The date of the first photo is March 13th, 2018, probably when she just came to the center. I wonder if Remily knew about these photos. If they're taken without her knowledge, he's truly a pervert. I'm glad they haven't shown us them. Who's in the training room? Oops! Don't have time to hide these things. It's you, Lady Barrister and Lady Assistant. Could you inform me what brings you to my training room without permission? Answers. Well, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's a saying that entering rooms without permissions will be treated as theft. No, we're not. We just wanted to wait for you here. Is that so? Could you inform me on what those things you are holding? We were just browsing around. Well, what? Ladies, I'm afraid your behavior is really improper. It's really out of my tolerance range. Sorry, but you should know that what we're doing is helping others in trouble, so this album is Remily's treasure. I will help her to keep it temporarily for the first 3 days. I will help her to keep it temporarily for the first 3 days of each week. The first 3 days? Yeah, she wakes up with no memories every Saturday, so she needs 3 days to get familiar with the environment and our sex members. By the 4th day, she's quite familiar with me, so I will return this album to her. These photos were all taken on Fridays, recording her growth in each cycle's memories. Sorry for my misunderstanding. But she's been like this for 6 years, hasn't she? Yes. For Miss White, everything's always fresh new. But for you, it's just the same thing over and over again. Won't you find it boring and tiring? Miss White has a pitiable background, and I'm just serving justice to do what I can to help her. It is the least I can do. I see, Mr. Gray. It must have been tough for you. It is time for me to practice martial arts. I respectfully request your departure. Okay. Since the album belongs to Miss White, we have no reason to take it as evidence. I deeply appreciate your understanding, Lady Barrister. However, I suppose there are some other things need to be returned to me. Huh? Caught me? It would be inappropriate for you to take my items left during my training as they are contaminated with impure residue. Ah, the trash. The handle of the trash bag was severed by the swordsman with a single strike. All the items inside were taken away. Wow, impressive. Farewell, then. Please take your leave. Got thrown out. Even the evidence we gathered for effort was taken away. He's even more capable than I thought. Annie, why are you so suddenly quiet? I'm thinking, what is this? Where did you get that? When Mr. Gray's sword came over, I took it from the deepest part of the garbage bag. Did I do something wrong? No, you did very well. That's good then. It looks like a black plug. Something to be burned in from the inside, so it's charred inside and out. Can it still work? I think if it's plugged into a power strip, it might cause a short circuit. A short circuit? Sounds complicated. Simply speaking, this plug is already broken down. If it's connected to the circuit, something dangerous might happen. So then it's normal Mr. Gray threw it into the rubbish bin, right? Probably. We didn't manage to bring out anything from the Swordsman Gray's office except this plug. Hopefully it's something useful. Sis Luna, it's almost time for the last bus. Should we go? Yeah, let's go. We found lots of new information today. We should sort them out later. Let's go back to the lobby for now. November 10th, 6:35 p.m., Fuller Library. It's dark outside, and the detectives in the lobby have gradually left. I didn't realize that we've been investigating for so long. Huh? Detective Sanford, you're still here? Hi, sweeties. Are you heading back now? Yes, we're done everything we can and gathered all the information we could. And we're prepared for the trial tomorrow then. Oh, is that so? What's with that unsettling smile? Detective Sanford, do you have something to say to us? Not really. Clearly she does. Please, just tell me. I can feel younger just by looking at your expression, sweetie. Actually, I'm here to share something with you. Really? You offer to share information? I thought the police and the defense lawyers are on opposite sides. If it was a low-ranking officer, of course, they don't have the authority to reveal information. But for me, I say what I want and to whom I want to say it. This completely depends on my mood. It's so much fun watching you and Silas go against each other today, and I don't want it to stop. Ugh, what an odd inculcation. So what is it? Finally, the forensics department completed a detailed autopsy report on the victim. Finally, so what's the cause of his death exactly? Hey, one step at a time. Don't always try to jump to the final conclusion. But I'm tired and I have to go take a shower. The forensics team maintains the previous conclusion about the cause of death. However, they found some other things during the autopsy. Traces of metal debris were found next to the victim's head. Metal debris? I know, but I always call ancient debris ancient debris in Minecraft, so why not, right? Yes, to be exact, it's debris of Seal's alloy. Although it's metal and the quantity is very limited, not enough to trigger metal detectors at the entrance to the electromagnetic lab. So where did this debris come from? Only one thing is in the center is made of the same metal. Since you finished your investigation, why don't you show me? Let me see. Hydrate. I can hydrate. Refreshing. The metal debris found around Dr. Crimson's head should come from this item. Is it the metal helmet found in the electromagnetic laboratory? Yes, since metal debris were found in the Dr. Crimson's head, it means he was wearing it when he died. With such a sturdy helmet, should the debris on his head, there should be such a significant impact. I know, there's only one place that could... Okay, have a good night. Exactly, if we were right, the cause of the director's The cause of the director's death needs to be completely re-examined, doesn't it? Thanks for the follow. Well done. I knew you. I was right. I'm right about you, sweetie. But do you really think you can win by just making this kind of judgment? I don't think so. If we can think of it, then Prosecutor Schulper can as well. Good. I'm just here to acknowledge the small effort you made so far. But you still need to keep fighting for tomorrow's trial. What will tomorrow's trial be like? Maybe I can go ask the court for a copy of a recording to watch. Recording? She's not going to be in court tomorrow? District Stanford, will you come to the court tomorrow to testify? I've been out investigating these past 2 days, and the work of the interview has piled up like a mountain. Anyway, since Silas is so capable, he can say whatever he needs to be said himself. I don't think he will. Making him speak properly is the most difficult part. Honestly, it's been several years since I've handled a murder case. And the cause of death turns out to be so bizarre. Huh? Aren't you one of the best detectives? Why haven't you handled a murder case for years? As a high-ranking officer in the police force, the matters I had to deal with are far more unmanageable than murder. Terrorist attacks, human trafficking, drug cartels. Are many of those things not more harmful than murder? I would consider all of those are very equal to murder. Okay, except for maybe terrorist attacks. Last year, I just destroyed a drug cartel in Southeast Asia. The people they killed could circle the research center twice. So which one do you think I should prioritize? I see. So this kind of case is really nothing compared to them. But isn't it true? Why does she still decide to take on this case? Is it because of Director Crimson's special status, or is there some other reason? Thankfully, this case is almost wrapped up. Your work should be done by tomorrow, too, right? Yeah, this case will have a verdict tomorrow. I'll definitely prove my client's innocence. Oh, that's good to have faith in your client. I'm really looking forward to your performance, sweetie. Yes, I won't let you down. Okay then, bye! Okay, bye. No, wait, I haven't finished yet! You haven't finished? You really are a persistent girl, aren't you? Ooh. You're the one who suddenly walked away. Okay then, what do you want to ask? Detective Stanford, you just said that you work on as an Interpol as it is very busy. Then why did you drop those matters to come to handle this? Nothing special. It's just because I happened to pass by the area when the incident occurred. Anything wrong? No, nothing. Barry Lance is reacting to Detective Stanford's words. I didn't expect that she's hiding something. Indeed, this case is not as simple as I thought. Using it on Detective Stanford might cause something undesirable. But since I have gone this far, I can't back down now. Sweetie, what is that in your hands? Nothing. Are you planning to attack me? Absolutely not. It's just a decoration. Every time this happens, I want to use the Verity Lance to poke its crater. I don't blame you. I really don't blame you, Luna. Stay calm. Let me analyze the situation now. Although it has been a reaction, I think she wasn't lying out of guilt. She's been diligently investigating and helping me several times. She's definitely isn't involved in this case. Maybe as a high-ranking officer in the police office, she has something for hide something to me for privacy. Phew, it's Detective Stanford, who wouldn't yield so easily. I might get in trouble if I bluff aimlessly. To get through the truth here, I need to support my arguments with logic and evidence, and then prove it little by little. Let me uncover the information she's hiding. Detective Stanford, you said that you happened to pass by the area when the incident occurred, but the center is located in the suburbs, and it took us a long time to get here by car. Unless you came here specifically, I don't think you would have had the chance to pass by here, right? Oh, that's an interesting deduction. But how do you know that I wouldn't handle other cases in the area? Detective Stanford, as a defense lawyer specializing in criminal cases, I occasionally check the news during the breaks while watching soap operas. It seems like the main and secondary priorities are reversed, don't you think? Anyways, recently there was no serious cases. Other than this murder. So what? It doesn't matter even if I came here to walk dogs or take my kid out, does it? Huh? She seems to hesitate for a moment just now. Maybe it's time to probe. Okay, let's not talk about why you passed by. I think this case is special for you, Detective Stanford. Why? This case is special for you because the victim in this case is famous. So what? So that's the high-ranking officer like you was sent to investigate. There's plenty of people as famous as Dr. Crimson. If I needed to charge everything that happens on them, do you think I'd handle all of them? Sorry for my mistake. As you mentioned, you haven't handled a murder case in years. After these years, you only taken on this murder case. Isn't it special enough? Now, does it work? Now I can finally get her confessing, even if it's just a little. The real big battle begins now. Detective Stanford, I also heard that you work as an Interpol in relation to international criminal organization. Yeah, you know very well. But how's it related to the case? Although I don't have the exact evidence yet, Dr. Crimson's death happens to be the same day as a certain event. And that happened to be an event of the International Criminal Organization. Huh, what are you talking about? She wants to change the topic. I can't break through her defenses by words alone. I need to show evidence. A newspaper? Yes, it's a newspaper subscribed by our office. It clearly states here, the remote control for the bomb was stolen by an international crime organization has resurfaced. Are matters related to this international crime organization, Sky Shield, under your charge? Yes, but why are you suddenly mentioning Sky Shield? Just the news itself isn't enough to explain why you take on the case. However, this evidence clearly shows the connection between the news and the research center. Where did you find this delivery of the receipt? We found it in the rubbish bin in Director Crimson's office. The shipping location is the exact same one in the newspaper, Maris's Mansion, where the remote control was sent from, and the postal code was probably refers to the center. Remember the hand delivering receipts over to the police later. So I'm right. In this case, the center is obviously some kind of connection with Sky Shield. Okay, I don't have time. I should get going now. No, wait, I haven't finished my questions yet. There's more you should know as Interpol, I'm very busy. I'm kind enough to stay with you for so long, sweetie. No, she's about to leave. I don't have much time to think. I have to come up with a reason to stop her. So Dr. Stanford, please wait. I think I know why you came here and took on this case. I think you're just bluffing. Is it highly confidential? No, I don't have any choice but to boldly state my guess. You came here despite your being busy, so I think the case is not the main reason. Your real purpose for coming here should be... You came here to seal off the center. Seal off? Why? Well, of course, there's a special reason. Such as, I haven't figured it out yet. You came here to find something. Sweetie, you have quite a unique perspective on problem solving. There's plenty of things here. If I really wanted to find something, why didn't I call a subordinate to do it? You can't be, because the only thing that's important is also dangerous. So it's so dangerous that you have to personally reclaim it, right? Is there really such a thing? This is the first time I've heard of it, sweetie. This brief silence just now. She's shaken. Detective Stanford, perhaps due to your job, you're obligated to keep silent about this matter. But I'm the lawyer for the case. If you can't tell me the truth, it would greatly help us. If you still can't say it, let me do it for you. This is the thing you came to find here. Where did you get it? Phew, finally. Okay, you beat me. It looks like your investigation alone is almost better than my entire incompetent team. I'm not alone. I have Annie, my best helper, and Chief, who is in the Republic of Neon right now. And thanks to that otaku living in a remote island area. Well, since you investigated this far, telling you won't be considered leaking classified information. So Detective Stanford, Sky Shield is the real reason you took on this case, right? You can think of it in that way. The powerful time bomb HMBX3000 was Sky Shield's intended to use 5 years ago. But luckily, we started out the terrorist action. However, we couldn't find the bomb and the remote control anywhere. I was also witness to the explosion 5 years ago. I know how much a price the police paid to thwart their actions. So it wasn't Director Crimson's death that drew you here. It was the reappearance of the remote control, right? Yes, the reappearance of such a dangerous item is a huge problem that we cannot ignore. If the bomb were to detonate in a crowd, the consequences would be unimaginable. Then, since it's so dangerous, did you find out how it ended up here? Just as reported in the news, the remote control was hidden in a parcel sent from the suburbs. The sender had a strong counter surveillance ability, and we couldn't trace its whereabouts. If the police hadn't planted the operatives in the carrier sorting center, we wouldn't have been discovered it until now. I see. But if the remote control was found here, where's the bomb? You really know how to hit the right points. What? I thought that once we found the remote control, we could easily locate the bomb. However, even after searching everywhere in the center, we didn't find the trace of the bomb. So then the threat of the bomb hasn't been eliminated. Not exactly. The remote control is specially made. Not as long as we have it, theoretically, no one can detonate it. I see. So Sis Luna should hand it over now. Of course. Detective Stanford, please take it away. I've been terrified since I got it. What if I accidentally pressed it? You two have been so cooperative. Being so cooperative saves me trouble. But since you found it during your investigation, it can be considered your evidence. Though you can't have it, can provide it. I can provide you with a certificate about it. That would be great. Thank you so much. By the way, how much do you know about Sky Shield? Well, I can't say I know nothing, but I'm definitely not as knowledgeable as you. Is that so? Since you already investigated this far, it doesn't matter if I spill a little more. Detective Stanford, please tell us more about Sky Shield. Well, after it is my job to track them down. You should know that Sky Shield is a large international crime organization with members all over the world. Yes, I remember it's been existing for over a decade. It mainly operates in Asia, right? That's correct. Although Asia is their headquarters, we also have discovered branches in Europe and America. They're involved in all kind of illicit activities such as smuggling, drug trafficking, illegal gambling operations, and so on. All those highly profitable legal activities. Yes, according to incomplete statistics, Sky Shield has a total revenue of over $6 billion last year. $6 billion? How many zeros are there after the 6? Let's see. But if that's all, we wouldn't be so concerned about Sky Shield. I heard about it. It's because of their aggressiveness. Exactly. They're not only frequently engaged in armed conflicts with military police, but also certain terrorist inclinations. To demonstrate power, they even attack civilians. Are you referring to the 310 Sky Cube Stadium explosion in the Republic of Neon a few years ago? Yes, detonating a bomb in the crowd. Only they would do something so inhumane. But what mistakes did the audience make? Why did they have to do that? Their purpose was to simply demonstrate power to the Republic of Neon, which has previously destroyed their branch. Such cruel actions were ultimately pursued their criminal profit chain. Unbelievable, killing so many innocent people just for profit. Remily White's parents also died in that explosion, right? In a sense, Sky Shield is also Miss White's enemy, but she's unaware of it. Doing such crazy things, but their actions were very covert. We have been working tirelessly to track them down for years. Although we have eliminated some charades these years, they have still active out there. Eliminated charades? Yes, although years of actions, we have successfully eliminated several high-ranking heads. High-ranking heads? Are you referring to the leaders? Yes, there are 7 heads of Sky Shields. They use code names to address each other. From intercepted telegrams, we learned the names and the rankings of them. They are Kingdom, Tuna, Celebris, Carnapanas, Snowflake, and Turnus. Strange names. Cordant, and for the first rank hands, his name refers to the hands, as you know, our body parts. Perhaps it's because there are 5 fingers on a hand. That's why he's called this name. He's a drug lord active in Southeast Asia, also a vital source of income for the Sky Shield. I led the team and took him down last year. Wow, that's impressive. Cordant. I must have heard this name before. Wait, isn't that the name appeared on the case I handled a few months ago? Detective Stanford, can you tell us more about this Cordant? Why? I have something very important to know. Cordant is the 4th ranking head, and his name is likely derived from the contents of Cordant, which has 4 sections. We don't know his identity, but we do know that he is the technician. Technician? Detective Stanford, how is it possible that you know that Quadrant is in this research center? What? Sweetie, you need to think carefully before you speak. How do you get to that conclusion? You used the words conclusion instead of information. Oh, that was different. So I'm right. Tisk, you really are something. No one informed me about it. Several months ago, I took on a strange case. Someone wanted to send out a postcard to this quadrant, and the postal card said 10009M, and the postcard refers here, right? Oh, and the remote control suddenly reappeared. So this center is indeed related to Sky Shield, isn't it? If that's so, the contents of this torn page that the deputy director ripped off makes sense. Let me guess. So Quadrant used the center as a midway place to transfer the remote control. And then Sky Shield can plan its next attack. Wow, impressive. Come on, let me give you some praise. Pinch. Ah, what are you doing? You did impress me by drawing in conclusions. Such conclusions. But if you're trying to get more information from me, save it. Huh? I didn't say anything about this. Did I say anything about this center is related to Sky Shield? All those things about Quadrant and the tech just now are your own judgments, aren't they? What? Okay. Detective Stanford told me nothing. All things are just my own judgment. Yes, of course. Then I'm really going this time. I still have so much business to deal with, so I won't go to the trial tomorrow. Bye. As always. I don't get it. Your conclusion is actually right. Why did Detective Stanford unwilling to tell us? In her stance, it's inappropriate to leak information to us who don't belong to the police. She has every right to keep quiet, even kick us out of the crime scene. However, since she took on this case, she has helped us as much as possible. Stance, there are so many unnecessary things in the adult world. It's really hard to understand. When Annie's a little older, she'll probably also get caught up in this so-called adult world. Now she's just coming out of the village and enjoying things she hasn't seen before. So I better not break her fantasy. She's also 17. This is the end of our investigation. Time to go back. No problem. As night fell, we took the last bus back and went to the office. As we expected, the Crimson also realistic robot research center is indeed related to Sky Shield. The victim in the murder house case 3 months ago was probably hired by Quadrant to transport items. But who could that Quadrant be? Not Zoe Sapphire, who just came to the center. Not Remily White, who had amnesia. So that leaves Mr. Goldstein, Sorensen Gray, and the victim, Dr. Crimson, perhaps all under suspicion. For some reason, even though I have been involved in a serious case, I feel surprisingly calm. Probably because this is my first time getting so close to Sky Shield. What I'm going to reveal is not just the truth of the murder case, but also the real darkness behind this mechanical capital. But we're going to have to save that for later. Hold on, let me get a little closer up to you guys. I just that earlier was just that too was just kind of me showing off the model because I saw Siege Trinova. Nobody used the Trinova toggle. I have to get to a point to save, you know, chat. I'm gonna have to start. Okay, there we go. So thank you guys all again. Like I said, thank you guys all for so much for joining tonight. We had a blast. I'll be back tomorrow for the case, or at least start of the case. But I really do need to make sure I get to bed soon because guys, I have work in the morning, and I also still want to take a shower even though it's already past my bedtime. I really need to take a shower. Like, you don't understand. So I'm just going to, oh my god, there's a lot of people online right now, but I think I'm just gonna skip the raid for tonight because my god, my voice is kind of shot and I just need to take a shower and go to bed. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. Good night.